Girl, you know it's true. Girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's the Heavy Drinking Podcast with your hosts, Jay, Jeff, and Paulo. Today's special guest, comedian, Mike Garb. And if he's not pitching a tent, he's producing the show, Dave. That was a boner joke, Brown.
That's off Tupac's latest album. Hola, zombie.
Oh, he's still putting out albums, I think.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
And Z's and Zers.
And Z's and Zers. You guys can go fuck yourselves too. I was going to tell everybody to go fuck themselves before the music started, but I guess we weren't doing that.
Well,
what's today's date? June
23rd.
23rd, 2017.
Yeah.
This is the Heavy Drinking Podcast. My name is Paulo. I'm fat as fuck. And sitting next to me is Jeff.
Hey.
Also a portly fellow. Next to him,
Munzer49@gmail.com.
Mr. Husky Man himself, Jay.
Hey, here we are.
As always, shooting from the hip, we have Dave. Literally. What? Cover your eyes. We have a special guest today. It's a buddy of mine, comedian Mike Garb. What's going on, man?
Not much. How you doing?
We're good.
What's up, Mike? We were going to try and fill everyone in on a little bio for you and everything. And I scoured the internet trying to find something, and all I found was like 3 YouTube videos from like 2007.
Yeah, I keep it quiet. I like that slow promotion.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah, 2072. Y'all know who I am. Everyone know.
He's like super underground.
No MySpace or
Yeah, it's like
I did find a Blogspot blog that hasn't been updated since like 2011.
yeah, it's about 1,000 views. It's
well, it's about to fucking skyrocket after your appearance.
You can catch me on Instagram. I post about once every year.
I couldn't even find that.
It's a tough thing to get into for me, the Instagram.
I actually, I got into Instagram out of necessity because I said fuck Facebook. I didn't want to do it anymore, and then I had like this vacuum in my life where I had to find something else to do online while I smoked cigarettes. So I went to Instagram, and actually I'm like, I use it a lot now, but now I don't smoke cigarettes. So
Insta.
I got off of Facebook altogether.
Yeah, me
so I usually I think of something funny to say or something just dumb to say, and then have to find a photo to take so that I could post the dumb thing to say.
Oh yeah, that is a problem that I've run into a couple times actually with Instagram.
Yeah. I take like pictures of flowers, and then it's like, why do cats' dicks have spikes?
Wait, I thought that was their tongues. Their dicks have spikes too?
I think so, right?
I've never
Are you
gotten
licking
close
their
enough
dick?
to a cat penis.
It works like a fish hook, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought that's how their tongues work.
I know that. Well, throw back to the first episode. I know that ducks have curly dicks.
Corkscrew, right?
It's just the rape
flights.
Yeah, ducks. There's like a huge amount of rape in the duck community.
You know, it's fucking like, no, he's actually 100% like accurate. Like every time you see like a bunch of like really cute yellow baby ducks, they're the product of a rape.
Somebody got raped.
Yeah.
Well, that's the animal kingdom in general.
I don't think so.
Well, there's certain.
See, here's the thing.
There's certain sects of animals, sects, SECTS, that actually build relationship and they stay together. But other times,
like,
it's just
geese.
violent. Just like, I'm taking this.
Yeah, but I feel like with dogs, like
I'm gonna leave you and the kids.
Like dogs, the dog can get raped, but I mean, like a female dog will kind of put it out there, kind of waves its ass.
Dude,
around.
like a lioness like lays down and basically is like, yo,
vag is just
you want some of this lion pussy?
just radiating heat like a furnace.
And they come up and just bite her by the back of the neck and go to town.
Ducks don't do
Why is that weird?
A duck,
it's weird.
A duck urethra is like spirally shaped.
Yeah.
So a male duck's penis is actually adapted this spirally shape to kind of.
Another fun fact is they actually
way too much study into this.
Another fun fact is they actually do the raping in the air while it's trying to fly away.
That is
Are you
talent.
serious?
Yeah.
The Mile
That
High
is
Raping
talent.
Club.
They're called
Very
rape
nice.
flights.
I have enough time doing that in a bed.
Raping girls?
No, just sex. it's just I'm tired usually, and like heavy. So I'm just the maneuvering is. I can't imagine doing that while soaring.
In flight. This is your in-flight entertainment.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so show's off to a good start. Well, what did
we can cross
everyone do?
rape off the list.
What
I'm sure
do
it'll show
over
up
the past
again
week?
at some point.
So Mike, what made you get into stand-up?
Pretty much hearing, just you're funny, which I haven't started on this podcast yet, but
Neither we.
Now's the time.
now it's just hearing you're funny. Then all of a sudden one day I'm just like, screw it, I'm going to do it. And then you try to get on stage and it's hard as hell because no one wants a rookie.
Yeah.
So I had to lie. I had to tell them I've been doing it for like a year. I've been doing it for 2 years. My first show, I was the dude on first show was for Chocolate Star Entertainment.
Do we call that urban night?
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a little urban. You're not so much what you may be used to. Yeah, but that's basically I was the only white dude on. That's the only reason they booked me.
How'd that go?
It went okay. It was because the acoustics sucked. I didn't realize no one could hear any of the comedians that night. So
Bill Burr always talks about how he like cut his teeth in like black clubs and stuff, and that like gave him the confidence because he's like, they'll fucking
To
destroy
marry one?
you. Yeah, to marry one. But he's like, that's the worst like crowd you can get in front of because they'll fucking destroy you if you're not funny.
them and Latinos, man, they will murder you if you're not funny. But literally, but they will. And then my second show, I got from that show, I got booked, and it was in Harlem, the Gen C Club in Harlem. And Al, my buddy Al, came with me that day because I didn't feel like going alone. I'm what you call a petite young guy.
Did he wait in the car?
No, he actually came in. Al. He thinks he's black anyway.
I know.
My buddy thinks he's black anyway. They're sitting there watching a Knicks game when the Knicks were good. I don't know if you can remember that day. We're the only guys in the club, and all of a sudden something happens. We're like, oh man, it was a terrible play, and everyone's just looking at us like, who the fuck invited them?
Yeah, I never like really thought of myself as funny enough to try stand up, but if I ever thought of like doing it at all, I can't even wrap my head around like joke composition, like all that stuff. I couldn't sit down and write a joke.
It's nothing like this. It really isn't. It's all structured. It's working. It's making it sound like a conversation. This is easy. This is great. You just sit there.
Yeah.
This podcast and just fuck around.
That's
do
why.
whatever.
That's why we do this.
And that's why.
Well, that's really what started it. Is we'd like hang out in bars, get hammered, and like we'd just be laughing so hard all night. And we're like, I bet if we recorded this, something would be funny to other people too. That couldn't all be inside jokes.
Exactly.
But the thought of like writing a joke and going out on a stage is like,
I'm a attention whore. That's why I love it. I got to be center of the show. I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me.
So when was the last time you had a show?
Probably 6 months ago.
Okay.
Probably 6 months ago. Think about doing a podcast. Don't have half of NBC studios like this setup. It's fucking. It's
like-
great.
Dude, $30 is fun.
yeah, they're really not as expensive as you'd think. Like this is all one package. Like you don't even have to buy them individually.
Jeez, nice.
Jeff was not pointing to his dick at the time.
I mean, you could pay for those individually if you want. I mean, this stuff's expensive, but Dave already had that.
Where do you perform most often?
Pretty much all around Connecticut, like every other person. Connecticut's really not that great.
Not really.
There's not
For
comedy
anything.
clubs. Nah, really. I mean,
there's a smaller place in New Haven, right?
Yep.
Joker's Wild.
Joker's Wild. Yeah, closed down. That's how great it was.
Really?
Yeah. I did a bunch of shows there.
That was the only video I found of you from Joker's Wild.
Well, there you go. You could go right to the rubble of Joker's Wild still.
You know what's funny? My for a few years, probably like 10, 12 years, I wanted to do stand up for the longest time, just to try it, just give it a shot one day and just fuck around. So for a while, I would go to Joker's Wild, like maybe once, twice a week, and kind of just hang out in the back and just have a beer or two, and then hang out for like a half hour and leave. So one night I'm like, fuck it, I'll go up and tell a couple dumb jokes and see if people will laugh. So I actually asked Drew, I'm like, do you want to go with me? He's like, yeah, let's we'll leave a little later on, but definitely I'll go with you. So I go look up like who was there at night. They closed. It was like
No one.
They had some shit. That place is an animal house. They had some shitty acts. They were
They
renting.
did.
Yeah, Joe Piscopo.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. He was terrible.
Did any of you guys see Dead Heat? It was like Joe Piscopo and somebody else, Treat Williams, and it was like this Miami Vice, but with zombies. It was so fucking good. And like, you know, like you watch these movies when you're a kid and then like 30 years later, you're like, was that really actually good? Or like, was I just a kid? But now I watched it again recently and it's still fucking awesome. Dead Heat.
How does Joe Piscopo
Shout out
still
to
get
Dead
work?
Heat. Oh, this was from like 83.
Because there's still 80-year-old ladies that think he's fucking legend.
He goes on Fox and
He's terrible.
he talks, he complains about politics, and he's like, pull up your pants, and then everybody laughs. And
Shout out to Joe Piscopo.
young kid's problem is they need to pull up the pants.
He got booked there for a weekend. Couldn't even sell it out. Couldn't sell it out.
Joker's
Hold
Wild?
like
Yeah,
30
Joker's
people.
Wild. Yeah. No, he couldn't sell it out. They paid him a lot of money. This is why Joker's Wild failed. First of all, the people who owned it wanted a restaurant. They never wanted a comedy club. Oh, it was fucking terrible. And then they booked Joe Piscopo. I'm like, dude, there's so many. We were trying to tell him, like, you know, like back in the day, like you could have got Bill Burr before we moved out to California. Maybe you get like Robert Kelly's guys like that. You know, Rich. None of them wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. They went Joe Piscopo, $8,000 for the whole fucking weekend.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you think
$8,000.
it's the club or you think it's Connecticut? Like, because I know Joe Rogan thinks Connecticut's just like
It sucks.
like a drive-through.
Pretty much.
Like it's a highway to connect
Well,
Boston.
if
and
you're
New York.
anywhere for people like that, you're at Foxwoods.
But you know what's weird though? It's kind of the opposite for music. Like a lot of touring bands fucking love Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I feel like for
New Haven.
comedy, there's really not that many places. If you're starting out, there's really no place for you to go. There's no open mic places. Open
No,
mic
you'd have to
nights.
go to like places that are music venues that have comedy night.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are open mics. If you look,
Yeah?
there are a ton of open mics. You may have to travel all around the place, but
Yeah.
You get a bunch of them. The problem is that's all that you're going to get mostly.
Yeah.
If you go through, there's extreme comedy and there's treehouse comedy, and that's all you have in Connecticut. Treehouse has his shit together. Dude runs it, Brad. He knows what he's doing, but
And that's who you're a kind of part of?
pretty much I go through treehouse and extreme comedy. Basically, they both help each other run the same damn shows. There's really nothing going on unless you go to the casino and
Yeah,
comics.
yeah. Well, that's
And
good. At least they work together.
I'm not even going to. Comics is a shit show too. That is one person. I'm not even going to say his name, but he has a podcast of his own, and all he does is make fun of Connecticut comedians. That's
Really?
all, yeah, he's a douche. He's a big fucking douche.
I've never been to comics. I've been to the Funny Bone in Hartford.
Oh, that's right. That's another one. Is that the one in part of the strip mall?
It's in a mall.
It's in a mall, yeah.
It's not a strip mall though. It's like a fucking full on
yeah,
mall.
that's
It's like, why is this comedy club in this mall?
Where is this?
Hartford.
Is there from somewhere around there? I did
I spaced out for a second there.
I did a comedy competition years and years ago, and it's hard to get set up for your set when a Cheesecake Factory is like beckoning you in the background. And
There's like literally across the hall is
Yeah,
this huge Asian like restaurant.
and a Jamba Juice. You're like, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Trying to get your punchline. Some ladies like trying to push through the tables with Macy's bags to find a seat.
strawberry. I wanted a strawberry frozen. Fuck off. Close the doors. Terrible. Yeah, Connecticut is a shithole for comedy. I will agree with that.
I saw, who did I see there? Oh, Ian Bagg. He's a
He
genius.
is funny.
He's a fucking genius.
I
Best crowd work comedian ever.
Where are the spots though that if people wanted to go see shows now, like
Definitely on
this
Joker's
week,
Wild.
next week, month out? Like where are the spots you go to see comedy?
To go see comedy, you'd have to go to on Treehouse Productions, or you have to go see Extreme Comedy. So there's one room I know Extreme Comedy does. It's in Milford. It's in
Where?
It's Costa Azura. Basically, it's a banquet hall that they do.
I know, yeah, Costa Azura.
They do weddings and banquets and stuff. So the guys, he knows the person there, and they do get some good talented people.
How often do they do that?
It depends because the wedding season screws them up. So they try to do at least once a month.
You should do it opposite like a wedding in the separate room across the hall.
Coming to the main stage.
For the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, so that's one, and then anything Treehouse comedy does.
I remember-
those are the places to go.
A couple of years ago, I remember Treehouse was bringing somebody to Connecticut, and I want to say it was Bill Burr, but I'm not sure that it was. It might have been Tom Segura, but I thought Treehouse was a place that I had never heard of. So I was like, where do I get tickets for this? And I like looked up Treehouse, and I live in Seymour, and like there's a daycare center in Seymour called Treehouse, and I thought that like at night they had comedy shows.
This is
And I
why
was like-
Jeff's on certain lists.
I was like, Bill Burr's playing in Seymour at a fucking daycare? Like, it was really funny.
So I was like, fuck it. I started pre-gaming.
That wasn't when he would play Southern, was it? Because I was
Tom
at-
Segura?
No, Bill Burr.
Oh. Tom Segura played.
Because I saw him at maybe 3 years ago.
That's the other place Southern has. I saw
At Southern.
Birbiglia at Southern, and there actually is another
Connecticut
place.
State University.
Yeah, there's another
Shout out
place.
to SCSU.
I think it's somewhere in New Haven. A bunch of guys that I've done shows spot with in the past. They do something. They rent out one of the places in New Haven, and they've been bringing some comedians in. So that's about it, though.
It's that Club Comics place, right? Club Comedy or something like that.
Comics is in
Comics,
the
it's in-
That's
casino.
Foxwoods, yeah.
Oh, this place is Seymour, I feel like.
That's Treehouse Daycare Center.
Oh, there's a local comedian. He's like some magician or some kind of dude.
Is your day
He
job
opened up one in Naugatuck.
watching children?
That's
I actually have two children.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a 4-year-old daughter and a or almost 5-year-old daughter and an almost 2-year-old son. And
I'm
he's
sorry.
almost breaking me. He's the pain in the fucking ass. I love him, but whew.
I hear you.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't been to many shows. Wife works nights. That's always great. It's perfect timing for comedy.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I came here so late. Also,
That's
there's no
all right.
street lights anywhere in this
Comedian day
fucking
show.
city.
And there's not.
That'd be like going to see Ghost at a festival in the daylight. So this doesn't work. You need to turn the fucking lights out.
So as far as like guys you worked with, like who has been like most helpful to you, or like who has been the most interesting person that you have performed with or alongside?
Most interesting person, I can tell you, Rick Shapiro. I don't know if any of you guys know the name.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so if you had Louis C.K. before he had Louis, he had Lucky Louie on HBO. Remember that show?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know who Uncle Jerry was with the trucker hat? Talk like this. Looked like he was on drugs heavily.
Yeah.
That's Rick Shapiro.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been on a bunch of movies, like little spot things here and there. But that's the guy who I worked with. What he taught me, he taught me you could still do cocaine and still do comedy. Didn't try any of it. He was nuts. He was absolutely an animal. But he's one I used to go around with a lot. But yeah, you get promised, and it's bizarre. They had shows set up. Oh, you're gonna open up for Daryl Hammond, or oh, someone new Bill Burr. And these guys got so big by the time you get around to it, you're like, they really don't.
Like who was the guy that you saw that ended up like blowing up? Who's that?
Nate Bargatze and Rich Aronovich. These are guys you'll never pretty much hear of. But Nate Bargatze, he's done some spot work, but he was on Mark Maron's podcast, and Mark Maron said he's one of the up and coming guys. He also is on Chris Rock's going around on tour now, and he's the one opening up for him.
Yeah.
Oh, killer.
So he was actually Side Street in Hamden, Connecticut, my hometown. That's where some comedy goes on every now and again.
Space.
Those guys, yeah.
The space,
Space
the
as
outer
well.
space, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So some of these guys came up there, and then Rich Aronovich is another. I haven't talked to these guys in a little bit, but Rich Aronovich now opens up for Jim Brewer. So
Nice.
Oh, killer.
It still amazes me how fast you go to the bathroom, Jeff.
I have to piss more than any other human being on the
You
planet.
just left and you're back.
So if you didn't say anything, nobody would even notice. But yeah,
Now it's awkward.
I'm just really good at it because I have to do it so much.
practice.
Practice makes perfect. So, what was everybody up to this week?
Just work.
Nothing.
I heard that you were at work and something happened to you.
No, didn't.
Well, I'll go fuck myself then.
Don't tell my story.
I'm trying to get you to tell your story.
I will tell my story. It had nothing to do with me working.
Oh, well, okay. Well, fill me in then, because it sounds like the way you said it to me sounded like
It was
you were
actually
working.
a couple weeks old story, but
No one gives
it
a
was-
fuck.
Actually, no, that's not true. That was last week.
It was last week.
You're right.
What's the actual story?
I went out one evening. I'd met my brother, Gary. He always makes an appearance here
Shout out to Gary.
for a couple beers at a
His
local,
name makes an appearance here. He never makes an appearance.
at a local establishment. So we had a couple beers.
He's not allowed.
By a couple, I mean like 6 each, and then he went his way. And then I met my girlfriend and her sister down the street at another bar, which is a really new bar. I think it's not
Shout out
even
to
a
Amy
year.
and Amanda.
It's not even a year old. And so I've never been to this place. I don't want to say its name right now.
Wait, you said it's new?
It's about
right.
less than a year old. It's
What
on
town are
Route
we
25 in Newtown.
There you go. Wait for the sponsorship money. Keep going. Hold out.
Okay. I think did it used to be another bar?
It used to be something. They remodeled it and they
Okay.
just opened it up a few
I know
months
what you're
ago.
talking
Okay, now tell me the name. Then give me another break and we can edit that out.
It's called the Red Rooster.
What did it used to be? No, tell me what it used to be, and then we'll edit both of them.
I have no idea what it used to be. I don't remember. It was closed for a while. They remodeled it.
That was fucking useless.
Yeah. So what happened?
And
We're gonna break.
Yeah,
Quick break.
Go.
Okay. So anyway,
We're not cutting that out.
I arrive.
Not cutting any of that out.
I arrive at this restaurant, and it's late. So the restaurant's kind of closed down. It's just bar now.
Red Rooster.
we're gonna edit that out. If you could just give us your social security number right after. Pause.
So I get there, and my girlfriend and her sister have already been there. They're probably already a drink in. So I go around and sit at the bar, and it's like a full oval shaped bar. You know, it goes completely around.
Yeah, we've been to Red Rooster.
We know what.
Have you?
We know what
That was
shapes
my
are.
first time.
I never have.
So
I've never been there.
and I've
Trying
heard
to say
very
the
good
name
things
again.
about it. The food's good, whatever, blah blah. So I sit down, and immediately there's two bartenders working, and it's the bar itself. You know, the seats are pretty full around the bar. So this one guy comes up, and he's clearly not okay. And so my girlfriend tries to order a drink, and she's unsure what she wants. She's looking at their special menu, you know, the mixed drinks that they make. Okay. And
Shout out to Sourdough Cocktails.
the dude's getting like frustrated because she just not saying what she wants. And he's like, just giving her attitude. Like, hey, you go to a bar. What do you like? What do you drink? And he's just firing it off like this. What do you like? What do you drink? You know, you like Bud Light? You drink Bud Light. You like this? You like that? And like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like immediately like staring at the guy. I'm 7 beers in from the other bar. So I'm like not in the mood to like deal with anyone's bullshit. And so the guy keeps walking away, and he comes back. And so finally she orders a drink, a martini off their menu. He walks, this motherfucker walks away across the bar to the other side and starts pouring a drink. And clearly he's making she ordered some vodka based martini, and he's clearly pouring Jameson whiskey into a rocks glass and topping it off with like a soda from the gun. And he brings it over and puts it down in front of her. And he's like, there you go, drink it. And he walks away. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's not the right color, obviously. It's not in a martini glass. There's ice in it, first of all. So I sip it, and I'm like, that's Jameson and ginger. That's not what you ordered. So she's staring at it. There's like one of those little, straws in it. The dude comes back, and he's like, drink it. And she's like, well, this isn't what I ordered. He's like, just drink it. I'm not going to charge you for it. Just drink it. And she's like, nah. And so like he grabs a handful of like regular straws out of the holder and like fucking like 8 straws and just slams them into the drink. And then he's like, just drink it. And she's like, he picks up the drink, just sucks it through like 8 straws in like a split second, throws the ice on the floor and just like throws the glass and shatters the glass on the floor behind the bar. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? So this dude's like, all right, what do you want? And I'm just staring at him. And he looks at me and he's like, oh, you don't like me? And I was like, just make a drink, for the one she asked for. That's all you got to do.
And stop being a fucking asshole to my girlfriend.
He was being such a dick. And so, like, as the night goes on, try to make this long story short, he's constantly just throwing
straws,
glasses on the floor and just shattering glasses behind the bar. And so, like, we end up talking to these people that are sitting
prostitutes
at the bar across the way. And, they're like, yeah, he's good. They made this kind of mention like he's going through a tough time. And, the place isn't usually like this.
He's a Billy Joel song. Oh.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Yeah, but he's the bartender. He's supposed to be the good one.
Yeah.
So
fuck him.
Then
you know why? Because that's the bartender that when you go to that's that guy that makes eye contact with you, but doesn't fucking walk over. Like it keeps on taking the next guy that just walked up to the bar. Like just picks you out of the crowd to fuck with when you're just trying to get a drink.
Yeah.
So fuck him.
But he was constantly smashing glasses, continued drinking. And then he started doing what apparently they call at this place waterfalling people. He was literally just walking up with a full glass of water and just throwing it at people and just throwing water.
Wait, that's just the thing they do there?
I don't know. I was like, what the hell is going on?
I have a thing that I call waterfalling at my place. And it's nothing like that.
Very different, I'm sure.
Is this something that's like Is this something that's like warmly welcome there? Like they have a
My
name
waterfalls
for it?
are.
You know,
it
some
like
of the regulars like were people thought it was.
Is it like going to a Gallagher show? Like, do you expect to have water thrown at
Do you wear a poncho? What's going on with
The thing was, he'd throw the glass of water and then throw the glass on the ground and shatter it.
is he
probably
Jewish?
broke
Did he
like a
say
dozen
L'chaim? Did he-
glasses the whole time I was there. But it was just ridiculous. That's really the end of the story.
Why did you just smash all the fucking?
Obviously, the other bartender
Hardware.
was just like, "Yeah, this is my life tonight." Like I was like,
They're sharing tips.
I was like, "Wow." He made some comment at one point. He's like, "I'm going to lose my job tomorrow." I was like, "Most likely."
You should have lost
I mean-
it 5 minutes ago.
It was probably the most outrageous thing I've seen at a restaurant/bar. I mean, I've been hammered at work as a bartender before. I've done that, but I've never,
Did you determine you're going to get
Smash
fired
buttons.
while you were smashing everything? Is it afterwards?
Maybe he's
you were
trying to
like-
get fired.
And that's the Red Robin Bar. The Red Robin Bar.
Robin.
Smash.
When you said that she ordered a martini, it made me think of this story that is really funny, but it's only funny if you get all the references. So that Sex in the City, there was that real slutty one, Samantha,
Yeah.
and she like loved martinis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Samantha.
And Vic.
because of that, in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, there's a joke where Jason, I can't remember his last name. He's drinking martinis, but he's hammered, and he's like, "Oh, look at me, I'm Samantha. I like martinis."
Jason Segel.
Right? Jason Segel, right? So I dated this girl who may or may not be a member of Dave's family in Rhode Island for 3 years, and we used to hang out in Westerly. And we were at this bar once, and it was just like, it was the two of us and the bartender. There's nobody else in the bar. And she was like, "I want something. I don't want a beer. I want like something. I don't know what I want." And the bartender was like, "Well, I make amazing martinis, like really, really good martinis." So
I make the best semen. Try it.
so she made her one. And like, I was thinking of the Jason Segel part in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So making fun of my girlfriend, being like, "Oh, I'm Samantha. I like martinis. I'm so cool." So fucking fast forward like 2 hours later, we get the bill and it's got the server's name on the bill. Nobody in there except for me, my girlfriend, and her. Her name's Samantha. So it just looked like I was making fun of her for being like, "I make really good martinis."
That's awesome.
So I didn't mean to cut into the order with that.
No,
Yeah, it's
maybe not
fine.
order.
It's on the fly.
I once got a mojito. I don't know why. I just ordered a fucking mojito.
They're delicious. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm just like, screw it. I'm going to get a mojito.
Fresh mint. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the person said, "Oh, I know I can make it. I swear to God, I can make it." It was at Barcelona, Norwalk. I don't even care. I'm going to throw it out there because the bartender sucks. He shouldn't be making these fucking things.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, you want tapas? You want the mojito? So I was like, yeah, you gotta be good. Gotta be good, right? No. I don't know what it was, but he put alcohol, some lime juice, and he floated a fucking mint leaf in it. I'm like, I don't know what this
He
is.
didn't
I was
do
gonna
any
say,
muddling.
No muddling. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, where's the muddle? There's nothing.
You
There's
can't
not even a line.
have one of those
Just threw in lime
mojito unless you muddle.
I thought you were going to say he just like filled the glass with booze, chewed a piece of dentine and spit it in.
There you go. Fuck you and your mojito order. What do you think? This is South Miami, you asshole?
Oh, you said mojito? I thought you said mohomo.
And mojitos are good. You always want to loosen up before gay intercourse.
I'm not sure that I've ever had a mojito.
That's the only time you'd have one.
Well, then you'd think I would have had one. Has anybody ever had a caipirinha?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
They're fucking delicious.
go to Valencia Luncheria. They serve.
Wait, our breakfast lunch
so
place?
good. Yeah, our breakfast lunch. Remember we used to go on dates?
Jay and I used to take dates. Anytime we both had the same day off, we drive all the way to Norwalk to go to Valencia Luncheria. Shout out Valencia Luncheria.
So good. It's one of the best.
It's so
restaurants
fucking
ever.
good. Wasakaka.
Quasakaka. I love that shit. I'll drink it. It's like
So
an avocado
fucking good.
cilantro
So good.
sauce. They just
We should. They opened
put it
one
on
in
everything.
Fairfield, I think.
Put it on my
Oh,
nipples.
did they?
Is that one of those places where if you yell louder, they
Not-
understand you?
No, they opened a they opened a different restaurant. It's not the same.
Can we have a fucking breakfast
Bodega or
date
something.
soon?
We should.
Yeah, we definitely should. It's been like 5 years.
Carne batida.
I like the arepas in the name too.
I'll take the rapist for
Good
400. So I took my dad to a restaurant for his birthday.
Did you have some chicken rapists?
We went down to Walrus and Carpenter in Fairfield.
I love that place.
I think I've been there and I think I liked it.
You've played there.
Wait, was it the castle?
It was the castle.
That was the most fucked up night ever.
It was crazy. We should tell that story.
The castle is famous for serving whatchamacallit, Irish car bombs with a flaming shot.
Yeah.
And then they would like put way too much Jameson on there.
Too much fire.
Yeah, and it would just light your hand on fire. Too many times I've lit my hand on fire.
Dude,
It's like
with my beard this big, I would never drink that.
Yeah, especially with all that oil you put in it.
Yeah. It's actually semen.
So I used to be in a band, a metal band. I mean, you heard one of our songs in the intro there. And Jeff,
No copyright.
Jeff was in that band too, but before that, he was in another band. I was in Nolus and everything. Jeff was in After the Fall, and we were all great friends. We used to play shows together, and so we played at the Castle, which is now Allison Carpenter.
In an ice storm.
In an ice storm. Oh my God, the parking lot was a sheet of ice. We were trying
That's
to
the
load
end of the story, but
all of our gear in and out. It was a nightmare.
hilarious.
People actually came out to that show, surprisingly.
Yeah.
And they paid us well.
Yeah, we made a lot of money that night.
Yeah.
Not enough to cover the hospital bill.
Yeah.
But
So Jeff's band After the Fall opened up for us, and we were just really trying to push No Less. We just had T-shirts made, so we had this like box of just fresh merchandise. And their bass player in After the Fall was underage.
well, wait, before you say that, the stage setup had the most fucking ridiculous drum riser ever. So like the drum riser was literally 12 feet above the stage. And when I say stage, it was the floor of the restaurant.
It was a dance floor.
But the drum riser was like, I felt like fucking
It was probably like
Nico McBrain.
It was probably like 3 to 4 feet higher. Oh no, 4 to 5 feet.
Yeah, it was super high. There were stairs.
Yeah.
Not like a step up. There were like 5 stairs.
And you were the drummer for that band.
And I was the drummer for that.
You were up there.
So I didn't see any of this.
So this underage kid, Eric, was their bass player, and they were just going at it. We're playing metal music, so they're going nuts. Kind of, I don't want to say jumping around, but aggressively meddling. Yeah,
They're not muddling. They're meddling.
meddling in there. Yeah, they should have muddled that fucking mojito you had. Anyway, so at one point, the other guitar player,
Brian Burns. Shout out to Brian Burns.
Yeah, I miss him. He comes up with his guitar as the bassist Eric is kind of going down.
For anybody who plays guitar, he was playing a Jackson King V, so you know what Jackson headstocks look like.
Very pointy,
very, very, very sharp guitar.
So he goes.
The sharper the guitar, the metal it is. That's a good rule of thumb, by the way.
So Eric goes down as Brian's coming up, and he catches Eric right in the fucking temple, basically, with the headstock of his guitar, and gashes his head open. Meanwhile, he's under 21 and fucking drunk. And his, oh my God.
You know how like when you cut your head, it bleeds really fucking hard? Mm-hmm. Like anything on your face bleeds really hard. And then add being hammered to that, so your blood's like all thinned out. Dude, it was a fucking rainstorm in there. It was hilarious.
It was crazy. It was very metal.
It was so metal. It was like a Kiss show, but it was real blood.
So he keeps playing, and meanwhile, I just watch all this blood just piss out of his head all the way down his shirt. He's covered in blood. It sounds like I'm exaggerating.
No, it was like
there was blood all over the floor. His bass was covered in blood, and it took him about a good 40 seconds to realize what happened.
No, we finished the song.
Yeah, he kept playing, and then all of a sudden he realizes that he's wet and he's covered in blood,
and it's not sweat anymore.
And his shot comes over his face, and the rest of the guys look at him, and they just start the next song.
Like I said, I probably counted that song off because I was a drummer, and like I said, I was 12 feet above the stage, so I couldn't see that he was bleeding.
That's true. That's true.
Were you guys drunk when this happened?
Oh yeah, of course.
Extremely.
So
this kid was hammered.
So your recollection of it is probably a lot more glorious than
No. I have pictures. I have pictures of his bass in the bathroom. It's
no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like to you guys, you're probably playing and like it's awesome, and then boosh, and then there's blood, and you keep on playing. But in real, like if somebody sober is watching the show,
like those special effects are amazing, man. Oh, the blood looks so real.
But then he ran off into the bathroom.
He went and sat down because he got lightheaded.
Yeah, because he was bleeding out.
Yeah. So meanwhile, these guys are still playing, like
he's right now as well.
like trampling through like blood all over this wooden dance floor.
Hey man, the show must go on.
And so I'm like, all right, we've never played here before. These people are gonna freak out. We're playing metal in an Irish fucking bar restaurant.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's probably a sober person in the back. Like, these guys are trash. Oh my God, he just hit the other guy in the head with his guitar. Oh my God. Oh, he's bleeding.
It's an Irish. So like a Saturday night.
So I go to our nice new bin of t-shirts and I grab like 2 of them out and I get down on my hands and knees while they're still playing music, and I'm just like trying to mop it up. But you know, like when you have like a dry towel and like it doesn't really absorb until it's actually wet.
Yeah.
So I'm just smearing blood all over the dance floor
of this restaurant.
Yes. Meanwhile, our bass player Tom takes Eric's bass across the restaurant
Into
to
the bathroom.
to the bathroom to rinse it off.
Yeah, that's where I have the pictures. Tom was taking pictures of it. It's just fucking dripping
And he
with
dripped blood all through the restaurant. To the
Looks like a
bathroom.
murder scene.
It was so metal.
Was OJ here? Did he play? I don't know.
It was so metal.
In the end, you know, at the end of the night, you know, they finished. We played our set, and we were like, "No one call an ambulance because he's underage." So we didn't.
They're like, suck it up, kid.
So I go apologize to the owners, whoever's working there, and I was like, "I'm so sorry." You know, like
He doesn't have. He's a virgin. He doesn't have AIDS.
And they're like, "No, you guys were great." And then they paid us fucking $500.
Yeah,
It was- They were gonna give you
We've never
7.
been paid that much before.
They were gonna give you 7, but they had to take the blood out for 2.
and then as we were loading gear out, it was in the middle of an ice storm, and then like you go out the back door, and then you know like there's like ramps where you like load like you know restaurant equipment or whatever. So like our gear is so heavy and it's on wheels that we like push it out the door and we're just like holding it, waiting for somebody to bring the car around. And we just started fucking skating down the thing. We're just like, our fucking rigs are like pulling us into the fucking street like at 30 miles an hour. And we're just like, oh shit. That was a fucking crazy night.
Fast forward to, you know, present time. And now that bar restaurant is now Walters and Carpenter. So I took my dad there for his birthday.
Full circle. That went full circle.
Full circle.
That's how you do, that's how you do comedy.
So I'm sitting there, and I had been out
It's called a
drinking.
callback in the biz.
That was a call forward, really.
That's the longest setup.
Yeah. This was a Sunday, so I was completely off and free. I didn't have any responsibilities, so I just did what any guy would do. I started drinking. Where I started, I don't remember. But I ended up stopping and having some wings and some more beer. And then I met your brother, Dan, at the Hops Company and had a few more beers there. So by the time I got to my dad to take him out for his dinner, I was feeling pretty good. So we go down to this place and we're sitting there. And I don't know if you've ever seen like a family enter like a restaurant with kids. You know, that I guess that was inferred.
I've been to IHOP several times. I've seen it.
So like, you know, there's these parents who just want to continue to be living their life after they've had children. And so they take their kids with them to a nice restaurant that's kind of like a beer place or alcoholic place. And you could just see
like
it.
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah, no, you could just see it on their faces. And so this family comes in and they have 3 children. One of them's like, you know, maybe 4 months old, 5 months old or something like that. And then maybe like a 6 and a 7-year-old. And they just sit down and it's like the frustration in the parents' faces. They're just wearing it. And at one point, the dad is just sitting there. This is within minutes, and he's just like resting his head in his hands on the table. And I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off, drunk, across from my sober father, just thinking.
Well, thank God for that, by the way.
Yeah. Just thinking about this, and I was just like the word, you know, I just thought like dejected dads, and I started cracking up at the table.
That'd be a good like name for a band.
Yeah, I'm a father too, so I get it.
That and spasmatic colons.
Are you talking about the family where the mother's like taking a selfie and pushing her kid out of the frame while she's doing it?
Dude, I've been seeing, speaking of Instagram again, I've been seeing so many like videos on Instagram of like moms, like hot moms getting their like 3-year-old kids to take pictures of them being whores on like the street.
Oh, what a
Have you
shock.
been seeing-
Women still need attention. Needy, just
But like
needy creatures.
like in the last week there's been like 7 of them and they're like it's getting ridiculous.
Of course.
But that actually that when you said that earlier, it reminded me of like this thing that I keep thinking, like, when is it okay to bring kids to a bar?
Never.
I don't have kids.
Well, to
Never.
a bar or to a restaurant bar?
Well, here's the thing. Like, nobody's gonna be like, it's weird if you brought your kids to THC. It wouldn't be weird if you brought your kids.
No,
to,
I think that's actually weird.
Yeah, but it happened. Like, dude, last time we were there were fucking infants there.
The problem is they want everyone's business. Trust me, I've been there. I've been to what is it?
Did you bring your kids, you son of a bitch?
No, yes, I did. You know what? I deserve a night out too, son of a bitch. I can't afford a babysitter or a nanny.
That's why guys sit there with their baby in their lap while a stripper's giving a lap
dances,
dance. We talked about that last time.
That's family bonding. That's totally different.
But like,
it's a lot.
But like, where do you draw the line? Like, okay, bar 140, I could see you bringing a kid there. It's not the word. Like,
Do they
I'm
allow
talking. Yeah, I mean, Emmy goes there all the time. Like, beep. But like, you couldn't bring a kid to Anna's.
I don't know.
That would be bad.
So like, why? When is it okay and when is it not okay?
I went to Colony.
I think it depends on the parents and the kids.
It's
a
never okay
restaurant,
for me.
I went to Colony, but where they sat us with a bunch of friends because we were the only ones that could brought kids. It was out near the bar, so it was fine at 6 o'clock when we started dinner. At about 8:30, when the bar crowd was coming in the two, I still had my baby in a carrier. My youngest son was in a carrier. They're like, "What the fuck is he doing here? Is he teaching his son how to?"
Horrible father.
But see, like this happens to me all the time. Like, because a lot of my friends have kids. Two guys fucking standing right next to me do. And like, there was one day that Dave and I were at THC, and we were trying to get Paulo to come out, and he's like, "Oh, I got my daughter," and we're like looking around, and there's like 12 under 5-year-old kids there. And we're like, it's fine, and rightfully so. Paulo was like, no, it's not.
No, you know what? In my defense, I had the conversation. The end result was no, because I told my wife, I'm like, it'd be nice to go out to the brewery. She's like, yeah, it'd be great. We should get a sitter. And I'm like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. It'd be great if I went out to the brewery.
You are the sitter.
Well, that's a common issue within the beer community. Well, I'm sure everywhere, but especially locally in Connecticut. I used to work for a brewery that allows kids in there, and there's a lot of breweries that don't allow kids. There are some that, a select few that do, but it's a highly debated topic, or whether or not people should be able to bring kids in there because people are just there to drink.
I generally don't want to see kids if I'm going to drink somewhere.
Yeah,
it makes me feel terrible about myself.
before
You should at least be able to talk
I can't look a toddler in the face while I'm getting shit faced on
That's the thing.
non-muddled mojitos.
Before 8 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. But like after 8 p.m., especially on a weekend, you have to know, like, people are going there to get fucking hammered, to get drunk. And I don't want to have to watch my language because you're a shitty parent and brought your kid to a bar.
Whoa.
Oh, I swear, listen, I swear
should
in
be
front of
able
my
to-
kids, in front of my defense, I do swear in front of my kids. Don't do that. Don't do what daddy does.
I mean, I'll swear in front of anybody's kids. I'm not going to change. Like,
should be
I came
able-
here because I'm over 21 years old.
Yeah,
exactly.
After 8 p.m., I should be able to talk shit to your kids.
Just challenge them. What?
Like, what was that? Apple juice? Lightweight?
Bitch.
Let that ferment, bitch.
Yeah, give that 6 weeks.
Well, that's part of the reality of it too, is that, you're there drinking, and as you drink alcohol, you loosen up. You don't really gauge everything you're saying, and
Exactly.
you can't be held responsible for that to a degree with just bullshitting around. You can't be like worrying about the 3 kids behind you.
This is
who
what
are
happens.
running
Well,
around the brewery.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
This is what happens when hipsters just take over the friggin' nation. This is what happens. This is really what happens. And you got to go back to the 80s when you could leave the kids in the car and they could take a punch. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You really have to. Like, just crack a window. That's
you can't
it.
even do
You're
that
good.
to dogs now.
I know, right? Just put the little hamster water bottle up and you're good. You're good. Kids were built tougher.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't know what the rules are, but I feel like I don't agree with them, whatever.
Can't even hit them.
no, especially, all right, like,
I don't know what they are, but I
get,
definitely don't agree with them.
my kids, like, they do, they get a little, you got to put them in line. But I feel like my wife doesn't give a shit. She'll go whack in public. I'm looking around every time she does it. I'm like,
Who's got their phone out?
Yeah, I'm going to be on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We're the next 6-second video on Vine. I'm like, oh shit, whack, whack. So I want to start a service where you just pay someone to hit your kids for you. It's like Uber. You call them up. They're like, are you in the area? Yeah, they come. They hit the shit out of your kid and they run. No one ever knows. And you act shocked, like, oh my god, see, that's the hitting monster. There you go, kids. Every time you act up in a Walmart, hey, that's another thing. Oh man, my kids love going to the toy section at Walmart. It sucks because when they flip the fuck out, everyone's looking at you like you belong at Walmart.
Well, it's like, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, part of it is like,
all right, so it's like that story we saw. Like, so, all right, so how do you explain to your kid why some drink has a mummified toe in it?
Jesus Christ.
This is a real thing.
well, okay.
In Canada, apparently that's what they do.
Okay, first of all, let me
Jeff's going to need to expound upon that being the in-house Canadian.
let me give you some backstory on the fucking the sour toe cocktail.
That sounds so gross.
So,
I'd drink it, but it sounds gross.
first of all, this bar, there's no kids in this bar. This bar is in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm going to Alaska and we're getting on a train that's going to cross into the Yukon, and this bar is still an 8-hour drive from where I'm fucking going, which is already in the middle of nowhere. This place for like 100 years has been serving a sour toe cocktail, which is basically any drink you want. It's supposed to be a shot of Yukon Jack, basically not a shot, but like a rocks glass of Yukon Jack with a mummified toe in it.
So it's like the worm in a bottle of mezcal, but it's an actual human toe.
It's a human toe.
And you got to give it back.
How do you get a human toe?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, exactly.
The original, apparently, was
more than one.
like a 1800s gold prospector who stepped off his dog sled and it like ran over his toe. And the guy that was with him ended up chopping the toe off because it was mangled, so that he wouldn't get gangrene. So he chopped it off and like cauterized the
It's the
wound.
big toe, right?
Well, there's been several.
And was the guy like, was he like super bummed that he lost his toe?
Well, no, he was like,
one day-
save that. We're going to drink with it later.
I bet he was like super
Because
bummed out.
Canadians are awesome.
I bet he was super bummed out he lost his toe and he was like sobbing about it. And then one day his friend's like, cheer up, eh? And he gives him a cup of whiskey and his toe's in it. You know, he's like, it's your toe, eh?
That's hilarious.
Is that what?
I'm not sure that's what happened, but basically, so this toe became mummified, and it became this drink at this lodge in the middle of fucking nowhere called the Sour Toe Cocktail. The tagline is,
We're fucked up? Like, what?
no, they have a funny like rhyme where when they give it to you, and they have to say it to you. It's like you can slam it, you can chug it, you can. It rhymes, but essentially what happens is the toe has to touch your lips.
I don't have a foot fetish, so that would freak me out.
There
I hate
is
feet.
What the fuck's that have to do with anything?
at one point there was a $500 fine for swallowing the toe.
If you swallow the toe, if you
Because
swallow it.
that happened once, and then
Yeah.
they were like, "We need
No,
to."
no, it
make
never.
people pay
No,
for
it
that.
never
That
happened.
suggests it actually happened.
No, listen, it never happened, but they wanted to make sure that it never happened, so they made a $500 fine.
See, that's not bulletproof either.
I think
'cause
the,
I've seen
I think
people
the
spend
fine is that you
$500
just
in a bottle.
swallowed a fucking toe.
An American came in,
Here we go.
We ruin
Here we go.
everything.
There it is. There it is.
slammed it down,
Yep.
threw $500 on the table, and walked out.
That's what I was about
Cut
to say.
off his own toe.
So they were pretty upset by that. Then.
I mean, he paid the fine.
But here's the thing though, nobody really knew about this. I'm telling you, this bar's in the middle of fucking nowhere. The town might have a population of 200 people.
You would know if toes are missing. Like replacement. Totally. It's very hard.
So at that point, it went viral because they were like, this guy, we had this fucking mummified toe that nobody knew about. This guy fucking drank it and left. Then it became viral and it became this huge thing. So now all these people that are losing toes send it to the bar. So now they have like
Too many. Toes.
15 of them, but
so-
they just keep on salt.
So you don't have to wait for your drink now.
No.
Because that was my question before. Like, if there's only one toe, you have to wait for that one person to finish their drink.
Paulo, would you really have to wait? If you're in a bar with 30 people, how many people do you think want a mummified toe in their drink?
If it's that bar's only attraction.
I have a question about the Canadian health departments.
That's why healthcare is free.
I actually read. Okay, so fast forward to last week. The toe went missing.
Just got up and crawled out.
Is it the same? Wait, what happened to the toe that was
Just
swallowed?
missing.
That he probably shit it out. He probably went back to America and shit it out and flushed it down the toilet in America.
Oh.
'Cause everyone knows bone it's like corn. Is that bone in your shit? Yeah, it's not digestible.
Toe bone.
Toe bone.
You got toey shit.
No, that's a nail, actually. So they replaced it. They had another one, and that one just went missing. Now, apparently, they have a good, 10 of them on salt being mummified at any given time. So now...
So, do people just donate their toes?
I must
Yes.
say, that's why I don't donate my body to science. I don't want
And my
toe in a
sister,
jar.
my sister said to me earlier, why would they have more than one toe? And I said, if I ever fucking lost a toe, I would immediately send it to this bar. There's no fucking question about it. And I can't be the only person in the world, obviously, because I have a bunch of them on tap. So, so the one went missing, and they were upset about it, but it wasn't the end of the world because they had some more.
Yeah.
But apparently, yesterday or today, they got the toe back with a letter of apology for taking it, and they're not pressing charges because Canada's awesome. So that's basically
Canada's fucking weird.
So I would really like for us to go to the Yukon and drink sourdough cocktails.
You can get anything through Amazon Prime nowadays. It's amazing what they're doing. I like what the business is doing. I like the model they're going in. It's awesome.
We could drone it up there.
We could.
24-hour tow delivery.
I wonder if one day you'll be able to Amazon just a shot.
I mean, maybe.
Let's
try it.
A little drone flies out, just pours it down your throat.
Dave has a drone.
Yes.
It won't go to Canada.
Awesome drone.
No, but you could fly it into my mouth.
It's 30 minutes of lifespan.
We've had
So that's the story of the sourdough cocktail.
Foreign bars are weird,
That's
man.
the ongoing story of the sourdough cocktail.
Hey, before we get too far in, what we also do on this podcast is we try to review a new beer every week.
Got it.
And that's probably something we should do before we get way too trashed or way too deep.
Well, I was
into
trying to
the podcast.
segue into the next story and then that, but just fuck me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess we're going in order. What's fighting duck?
No, it's nothing now. We're doing the beer taste.
Crouching tiger, fighting duck.
What's our beer this week?
It's my turn.
Jeff actually brought our beer this time. What do you got for us, Jeff?
Ike, do your impression of David Carradine's career. It's my turn. Okay.
It seems like we do breweries in twos.
Well, here's
do.
So I like dark beers, and there's not a lot of craft dark beers out there. So we're doing the same brewery that we did last week, which is Collective Arts, which was actually a really cool model. We spoke about it already, and I don't think we have to go into it again. But there's cool art on the cans and everything like that. But this one is called Stranger Than Fiction Porter, and I'm pretty into porters, so I feel like it's going to be good.
Well, it is a full-bodied porter with plenty of roast flavor with
Here we
hints of
go.
molasses. Ridiculous amounts of chocolate and pale malts make this porter a smooth and creamy brew. 5.5% alcohol by volume.
That's strange fiction. Stranger fiction.
They made the Goza from last
This is also a Canadian brewery, once again.
Shout
Oh,
out to Canada.
fucking figures.
Shout out to Canada.
So we got Canadian toes, Canadian podcast hosts, and Canadian beer.
This was either
Trifecta.
this or a black IPA from Pipeworks. So I figured I like porters better than black IPAs.
This porter roasted without a
you
human
don't
toe.
like hops.
Without a human toe. Jesus.
I'm gonna drink a whole one, so you guys can split these up.
Oh, wait, that's all.
I'm
taste.
probably going to drink a whole one,
Well,
too.
anybody who wants a whole one can have one afterwards.
Thank you.
And I meant HOLE. Is there a napkin somewhere?
Yes, right over there.
So let's see. Stranger Than Fiction Porter.
It's very dark.
It is.
There's shit floating in mine.
It's not completely
That's a
black,
toe.
though.
It's toe remnants.
It's not completely black, though. If you hold it up to the light, you get some ruby.
Well, it shouldn't be.
hints.
It's a porter.
Yeah. Well, there's black porters.
Well, this is.
Motherfucker.
Oh, I got one with a RCA dog. Wait,
Anyone have floaters?
It's a donkey.
it's the RCA donkey.
a little floater.
The whole idea between, I'll mention it again real quick, is
probably
that
includes.
Collective Arts is that they have different artwork on the cans from different artists from all over the world.
Yeah, each can
sometimes
is different,
there's-
right?
Each can is different. could be music artists involved with it too, and you could download the Blipper app.
Yeah, they have like
and
QR
scan
codes.
their
That, like,
QR
bring you
codes
the
and
songs and stuff.
yeah, it'll bring you to artwork and music. It's really cool idea.
It is very cool, actually. And this is, I really like this.
This is pretty good. And I'm not generally a dark beer porter guy, but this is good.
You like porters more than stouts, though, generally.
It is
Yeah,
full bodied, so they got that right because, I hate it when a brewery says their beer is something and then you taste it and it's like thin as all hell.
It's got a nice coffee flavor to it.
Yep.
And that's from the roasted grains.
It's also not too crazy high in alcohol. It's only 5.5%,
There you go.
which is good for me when I'm power drinking.
And you do get some chocolatey notes in the finish too.
Yeah, there is a bit of chocolate in there. A chocolat.
Also from the
It's
roasted grains.
Canadian, so it's chocolat. I like it. I'm a fan.
I've yet to have a beer from this brewery.
I
that
really
has
like
not
the
been
Goza,
good.
too.
The Goza was awesome.
Yeah, the Goza was good.
I really like this brewery.
Yeah.
And there's actually...
You know what? Seeing that you mentioned it, not to cut you off, I was at Bar 140 last weekend,
Shout out to
and
Bar 140.
they had some issues with their gas, beer gas. So I
always have beer.
I offered to go down and look at it. So I went down and I was like, they were out of it. The tank was empty. So I changed the nitrogen tank or the beer gas tank, and I noticed that there was a log of the Prophets of Nomads Goza down there.
That's the one we had last week?
Yes. So I am
Awesome.
definitely waiting to see that on tap at Bar 140.
There was the place that I go to get beer near my house where I got this. They actually have another one from this brewery that I believe was an IPA.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. I've gotten it. It's good.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so after over 4 podcasts, we've proven that if you put cool labels on beer cans, people will buy it.
oh for sure.
But
that's
they back
100%.
it up so far. Collective Arts,
Yeah, Collective
so
Arts
solid.
is-
I mean, this is a really good beer.
It is.
It doesn't. It lingers. The flavor's there. It doesn't thin out. It kind of hangs out, and you get all those roasted chocolatey notes. And
No, it's really good beer. Is it a coincidence that we're like the Camel cigarette generation, and we're buying beer with cool labels on it?
Joe Camel looked like a penis. Huh? He looked like a penis.
No, I know, but we were the kids that would buy Joe Camel cigarettes because of the cool cartoons in the box. And now we're buying beer because of the cool cartoons on the can.
My dad used to smoke Camels, and my mom said that it's the only brand of cigarettes that shows the manufacturer on the box.
hey, Jeff.
There you go.
So you're quitting smoking. Are you
Yes,
just
sir.
now like a nicotine lozenge addict, or
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
There you go. There you go.
if you don't want to vomit violently the next day, don't mix alcohol and nicotine lozenges.
Oh, I disagree.
oh, you should make
I disagree.
Mike have one.
Nah, I'm good.
They're bad.
I had
If you
7
didn't have to
before
go
I
home
gave
to children and a wife, we would definitely insist that you have one.
To be honest, these ones probably wouldn't make you sick because I'm down to the 2 milligrams. The original ones that made you guys sick were 4 milligrams.
I definitely want to do things that probably won't make me sick.
I think there was another mixture in there that helped that too, though.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's in the box?
Oh, no, that's not it. That's never it.
But I'm fine with being addicted to lozenges.
What
It's much
made
better than being addicted to cigarettes.
What made you do that?
That was okay.
How? How is that better? You didn't do the patch, or
That doesn't work for me.
Doesn't
anymore.
work?
No.
That was ill placed.
That was very ill placed. Keep on going.
I
I
tried to
Yeah,
bust
it should be like at least 2, by the way.
Mike, we'll explain it to you in a minute.
Yeah, it should be.
2 runs of it, 2 to 3 runs.
Well, it's too late.
Didn't you use it? Did you use to smoke, Mike?
I socially, like when I drink, like probably after this, I'll be bumming off if anybody have them. My wife smokes. But yeah, she's tried the patch. That doesn't really work. It actually burns her. But I've never heard of nicotine lozenge ever.
Burns or what?
Wherever you put that stupid.
Oh,
patch.
yeah, that happens to me.
Yeah, that's why it's
Oh, never happened.
kind of shit. Trying to quit. But
I
you never thought
basically-
about vaping?
No. 'cause
You don't
I'm-
want to smoke Fruit Loops or fucking cinnamon cake?
I'm a heterosexual adult male, so no vaping.
Lies.
Oh my god! There's one guy I work with, not even work with. He's in the same building I work at. He smells like Fruit Loops. I mean, I don't know how you could sit down at your desk and be like, just I smell like gummy bears.
There's a lot of guys who vape where I work, and while I find it kind of funny at times, They do smell delicious. Constantly, I'm like, I feel like I'm walking into a carnival. This is amazing.
I find it hilarious because they think it's like better for them, like they're better than everyone. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, 30 years from now, doctors are gonna look at them and be like, "This is the worst case of gummy bear coated lung I've ever seen in my life."
I love the meme that's like the doctor talking to the patient, and it's like, "Do you smoke cigarettes?" And they're like, "No, I vape." And he's like, "Okay, so no sexual activity either."
This one's like cereal. You're like, "Oh my god!"
I actually tried one, and it tasted exactly like a those individually wrapped Rice Krispie treats.
Oh God,
It was so good. It was so good.
That's the problem.
It tasted exactly like an erect penis.
I've actually. It's funny because like I was a 2-pack a day smoker.
Shit.
I've actually tried vaping. Like somebody I know had one, and I tried it. It's fucking way harsher than cigarettes.
Really?
Like it, I couldn't.
Well, there's like technique to it, sort of. If you do it right, it doesn't.
I mean, I put it in my mouth and sucked. I know how to do that pretty good.
What kind of cigarettes did you smoke? Did you cut off of?
Marlboro menthol.
Yeah, nice. That's what I'm talking about. A fucking man cigarette. Put some menthol in that shit. Marlboro Light, I can sit there sucking it all night.
Yeah, when your spokesperson died from cancer,
Yeah, it's not a good. It's not a good look.
smoking.
It's not a good look.
Minor details.
No, I'd much rather be addicted to these than to cigarettes, for sure.
Wow.
My whole thing with vaping is that if I could smell it, that's your breath. I'm essentially smelling your fucking breath. No, I don't care if your breath smells like fucking pineapples. I don't want to smell your fucking breath.
I don't want to smell anything that smells like pineapple.
I hear that.
Hit it.
I'll refrain.
And precipitate. Fuck is up your buttercup.
Oh, XXX Temptation.
Again.
Tentacion.
Again.
A reoccurring theme on this show.
Again in the news. I mean, we just brought him up randomly because I learned about him about a month or so ago.
Well, I brought him up in a bar and found out that his name is actually XXX Tentacion.
Temptation. Okay.
Well, because for weeks we had
Temptation.
no idea what
Well, we're white guys.
It's not temptation. It's Tentacion.
I know, but we're white guys. But he's like a really black guy from the South.
He's like we're really white, but he's really black. Like if you were white and his friend, you'd be really proud of it.
He made the news like a week or two ago because he got knocked the fuck out on stage while he was performing, and you can see the video on YouTube. But and this isn't a long segment here, but we call this the sip and tea segment. But after he got punched in the face, he was at one of his other shows.
He was sipping tea because his jaw was wired shut.
He was walking through the crowd for whatever reason, and like some white kid like put his hand on his chest, and like triple X, I'm gonna call him for short, just fucking clocked the dude in the mouth, just as a reaction. And one of his fans, and then later on, apparently he brought him up on stage and apologized. Was like,
Oh, did he? I didn't see that part.
Yeah, I read it. I didn't see any video clip of it, but yeah, he's coming up, I guess, because he's constantly making some
Dude, he's
headlines.
making fucking news every week.
He's on our radar.
I'd rather not make news and not get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, he keeps getting into fights. Like that's like.
But what I was gonna say is, I think that you know how like on Christmas Eve you like leave out milk and cookies for Santa. Yeah. I think we should.
I love this song.
I think we should leave out a cup of tea at the beginning of every podcast and see if he shows up someday. To drink it in your hood.
Is he a rapper? Is he a metal guy?
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper. Yeah. We've heard the one song.
It's called "Bitch, I'm
We've heard-
sipping tea
we've-
in your hood."
What the fuck is that?
This is the only song we've heard.
Nice.
Let him.
It's fucking.
Oh, it might be at the end.
It's a dub. There's no lyrics.
Oh, this is definitely the end. Yeah, it's a good tune. Check it out in your free
Bitch, I'm
time.
sipping tea
When
in
the
your
kids are
hood.
asleep.
What the fuck is up?
Yeah.
Or when the kids are awake, depending.
I'm sure there's like a.
There you go.
That's the gist of it.
You know they do like the Wee Bop remakes of songs, like with kids
Bop.
singing it.
Kids Bop.
Kids, Bob.
Can you imagine?
sipping tea in your mother freaking hood.
Can you imagine like a group of kids doing that?
Oh, that is
That'd
the
be pretty
worst.
funny, like a little chorus
That is-
of kids.
That is the worst. I won't even. I'd rather just listen to the crappier song with my kids in the car than listen to that Kids Bop crap.
That's like that Black Eyed Peas song they do, like the "Let's Get It Started."
Oh, let's say no more.
I'm like, it's let's get it retarded. It's retarded. They keep on saying retarded,
You can't say the R word.
Yeah, you
can't.
can't.
Anymore. It's too harsh.
but it's in the song.
It's too harsh for the soft hipsters' heads.
There was somebody said. Remember we were talking at one point where we were saying like that joke about Louis C.K. jerking off between the Twin Towers falling.
Yep.
It wasn't a joke about 9/11. It was a joke about him being a shitbag.
Right.
Something happened this week that I heard, and I'm trying to think of what the fuck it was, where it was like the same sort of thing. I don't remember, but I do remember.
Masturbating.
No, I never remember that. I black out like right before it.
Remember the time when you're, can I say it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it was called though, so anybody can Wikipedia it.
Wikipedia, what? The
The
you went
condition.
through? Yeah.
It's called.
It was crazy.
Fuck, what's it called? It wasn't crazy. I thought I was gonna die. And by the way, I didn't have to be masturbating for it to happen. Postcoital cephalalgia.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Wikipedia that. Wikipedia postcoital cephalalgia, and you'll see what 6 months of my life was like.
What brings it on?
Nobody knows, and it goes away by itself. Thank fucking God.
Well, what does it feel like?
It feels like at the moment of orgasm, whether you're by yourself or with a partner, that you get hit in the back of the head with a sledgehammer
Wow.
at the most inopportune time. And here's the thing. Has anybody here heard of postcoital cephalalgia?
I kind of know how you feel though.
No. Nobody's ever heard of it. So when it happens to you,
a donkey punch.
so when it happens to you for the first time, you literally think that you're gonna die with your dick in your hand, and somebody's gonna come in and find your body with like some squirting chick on your YouPorn. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let's face facts. That's probably how you're gonna go.
I mean, yeah, but I didn't think I was gonna be 25.
That's how David Carradine went.
That was the Carradine experience.
Yeah.
Dude, it
gotta
fucking
go out to Carradine
hurts.
way.
It hurts
Carradine.
so bad.
6 months of that.
Yeah. It ruined a relationship with my hand.
Maybe it was a good thing though.
Well, yeah. I mean, that relationship should have been ruined anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was.
It was your body rejecting that relationship.
That's funny.
I can't come for you anymore.
I hope she never hears this because I'm still actually friends with her. But
Good times, guys.
no, it was bad times. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It's like full on sledgehammer to the back of the head, like on your knees in pain. I encourage everybody to try it out at least once.
That's good. That sounds.
Postcoital
Cephalalgia.
So it just went away.
Yeah, it goes away on its own. Nobody knows what causes it, and nobody knows why it goes away.
One day you were just edging up to it, and you were like, "Oh fuck, I hope it doesn't happen." And then it just wasn't there, and you're like,
The first time it happened, were you by yourself?
Yeah.
That must have been fun. I wish there was like a videotape of that.
Well,
You just
the
running
thing-
around your apartment. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
The
oh,
thing
fuck.
is, it starts to burn a little bit. Your head, I mean, not your dick, but like it starts to burn a little bit in the back of your head. But you know, like when you're there, you're like, nothing's gonna stop me at this point. I think on the league they call it vinegar strokes. Once you hit your vinegar strokes, you're fucking finishing.
Did
Doesn't
you
matter.
stop masturbating
Do you automatically associate the
during
two?
that time because you knew it was like a problem?
I mean, I was afraid to, but I wouldn't say I stopped.
Like, how quickly did you experiment again to make sure that it was that was causing
Like
the headache?
a couple hours later.
And did it
It's
cause the same
total
issue?
man
Yeah.
thing. But
Did
like,
you
it's gonna kill
did you
me.
do like your own Wikipedia research, or did you talk to your physician about this?
Oh no, I spent a good amount of time on
No.
WebMD that day.
No.
So you never actually went to the doctor?
No, because everything that I found online said that there's no cure and there's no reason for it. And it
Imagine
goes
if
away
you
on its
went to
own.
your doctor and like they wanted you to like.
He's like, show me. I bullshit. I don't believe you. Show me. Drop it right now. Go for it.
He's
Oh
like,
my God, you do have it. Post whatever. Jesus.
Yeah.
I like to make love.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal. Like brutal. I'm so glad it's over. But every now and then, like right when I'm about to finish, I start like I can feel something like tingling in the back of my head, and I'm like, "Fuck no!" And then I was just you're probably telling you not to go to that porn site anymore. But yeah, no, it hasn't happened since like I don't know, it must have been like 7 years ago, something like that. It was brutal.
He's about 3 seconds away from blowing a load in that dude's ass. And he's like, oh, the back of my head.
It's like, it's not a good sign right now. If I black out, you just get smelling salts, right?
Well, that's honestly, if you did black out, it would be a lot more bearable.
He's like, if I black out,
suffer through it.
If I black out, we had an agreement. Nobody finds out about this. I black out, nobody. No.
I mean, I say that to my hand every time.
You black out, knock your head down, fucking crush whoever's underneath you. It just looks like a suicide pact at that point. It's fucking terrible.
I don't
sweet.
Wish
and
it on
sweet.
my worst enemy.
Jesus, sounds horrific. I'm gonna think next time I touch myself, I'm gonna be like,
Is
just a moment
burning?
of silence. Just a moment of silence. Be like, all right, here for all the people that can't touch their dick without getting a sledgehammer. To the back
I'd
of their
like
head.
to talk about something that was in the news this past week.
Yes.
Did anybody catch that headline about Princess Leia?
Yeah. I don't really know why anybody's surprised.
She's still dead.
She knows how to party.
Oh,
She does. She's big into
I
that.
always said, not to be terribly misogynistic, but I always said that there's no greater evidence for time being a bastard than Carrie Fisher and Debbie Harry. They were the two hottest fucking chicks ever, and they grew up to be so gross. Like a lot.
She had, so the toxicology report came in from the coroner, and she had like what? Heroin.
Postcoital cephalalgia.
She had heroin, alcohol, ecstasy, and cocaine in her system.
But I mean, here's the thing: you could have taken one fucking hit of ecstasy and gotten all that.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Washed it down
Could
with a
have.
fucking.
There's no rate in none.
I was going to
Vacuum.
ask, like, what's the order
Washed
of
it
that?
down with a sour toe.
It was Chewbacca's. Hers was
I bet you
Chewbacca.
she had one of
Wookie
those.
pubes.
Yeah, I mean,
Killed everything.
Star Wars is fucking life, and I love Star Wars. I'm really sad that she had to die, but you know, I don't think anybody should be surprised.
You know
that she
what?
was
You
partying.
spend that much. Unfortunately, you get kidnapped and you spend that much time with Jabba the Hutt. You know your morals.
I mean, you learn how to like, yeah.
you're
I mean,
a product of your environment.
Salacious Crumb was probably fucking shooting her up with something. You're related to him, aren't you?
I am. We share the last. He's my cousin. Twice removed from a galaxy far, far away.
From the species. Yeah, I feel bad, but you know,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Han Solo died. Oh, spoiler alert!
Just in case anybody's wondering, if you don't hear somebody's voice for a while,
They're peeing.
they're peeing.
We try not to
records
break.
for a while. So I don't know why we just don't say somebody's going to the bathroom.
Can I just say something real quick that I thought of this week? And we don't have to talk about it. I just thought it was really stupid of me, so I wanted to say it. There was a time.
Are you serious?
There was a time in my life when I was a much younger person that I thought Mount Rushmore was a naturally occurring phenomenon. That some mountain just.
Oh no, this cannot be edited out.
I didn't say it should be edited out.
Let's talk about this.
I just said we don't really need to talk about it. But when I was like 7, I thought that like that was a mountain that grew
like in the shape
Actual
of,
people's faces.
thousands of years before those people existed.
Like it was a prophetic thing.
Yeah.
You
So
once
what? So
believed-
when? Hang on. So
I
when
thought
did
that was
you?
where Joseph Smith got the tablets.
Did you
for-
once believe in a higher power?
No, I was a fucking 7-year-old idiot.
So all right. So when did you realize that I'm a fucking retard and this didn't?
Way later than I should have.
I want to know when that was.
Probably like 15.
So you were living here,
I'm
going
an
to
idiot.
high
Listen,
school,
I'm an idiot.
and when you realized that Mount Rushmore was not a naturally occurring phenomenon.
So
Yeah.
how much do you have to achieve before nature starts creating your likeness on the side of a mountain?
Well, but here's the thing. I thought that it created it before they had existed. I thought it was a prophetic mountain.
So George Washington was born, and then one day he just walked by a mountain. He's like, "Fuck, is that my face? I gotta do something important now, huh?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm an idiot myself. Where is that?
Oh, I have no idea where any of it is.
Montana.
Is it Montana?
It is Montana, right?
Why?
I feel
though?
like it's in one of the
just because that guy happened to live there who did that.
No,
I think that's just where the mountains were that
It was
they
a-
could carve it into.
Yeah.
It's actually a really sad story, and we shouldn't get into it, but they stole a mountain from an Indian tribe.
We stole everything
This
from an
is-
Indian tribe.
Hey, hang on. You know where you are, right? Everything here was stolen from an Indian tribe.
Yeah, but this was
Pretty
like
much.
particularly shitty.
Connecticut.
Oh, rather than the massacre.
Let's talk about it because that will get us into a serious conversation.
I don't think we should have a serious conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We should talk about.
It's good.
We got a topic up there that's very serious, but it was in the news.
We gave him a casino, and now
Which-
we do wampum, so we're good.
Let's play a game and guess which serious subject is on the board.
I'm gonna go with
is-
texting manslaughter.
That was it.
Is it the hot dog vagina? Is that the serious conversation you
I'm
want to
gonna
have?
go with texting manslaughter.
Texting manslaughter. That chick who texted her, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or
It was her boyfriend. Yeah.
repeatedly to encourage him to kill himself, and then he did.
Yeah.
And she got in trouble for that?
Yeah, she got convicted for manslaughter.
Wow, she's just a good negotiator at that point.
She should be hired.
This is amazing.
Here's the thing: she had documented and verifiable mental illness, but she's a fucking asshole. Like, there's
What's
she
her
had-
mental illness? Being a
But at the
bitch?
same time, the whole point of the article that I saw was now that this has been now that sets a precedent,
It's adjudicated.
right? Anyone that says like,
What about
oh,
Jews?
go
There's
fucking
nothing
kill
to do.
yourself, asshole. Like you can, if that happens, you can now be held accountable.
This is a little different.
So if I
It's not. That's
Yeah, it is.
that's exactly the way that it can go. It sets a
No,
precedent.
but
Well, there's-
it might, but I'm saying what she did is a little
I'm not-
different from saying
yes.
"go kill yourself, asshole."
No, I know
The guy
it
like
is.
literally got out of his car
she
while he was
said it a lot
inhaling.
of times.
While he was inhaling
No,
fumes
no,
and be
I
like,
know.
"I'm scared, I don't want to die," and she's like, "Yes, you do. Get back in the car."
no. I know
That's a little different.
Easy. That's crazy.
How long did this go on for? Like the
Oh,
it was a long time.
It went on
was
for months.
about to say
string of
this-
texts. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, like there was a phone
you could see
call.
screenshots of it.
There was a phone call too.
what state?
I think in Massachusetts.
I was totally on board with South and Mason-Dixon line.
I think
I
it
was a little disappointed.
I could be wrong, but I think it was Massachusetts.
Oh, damn
Yeah,
it.
it's probably Massachusetts.
So, well, yeah. But
If only we had a machine that would allow us to find the answer.
some poor sap.
I just don't want to type right now.
I have to pee. I might be able to pull
Some
that.
kind of like an intelligent phone. You know, maybe even call it like I and
Something.
You know, you don't have to say like intelligent phone. You can just say
An
I.
iTelephone.
Just find that amazing. If it's Massachusetts, I don't. He's probably
An
depressed.
rotary telephone.
We'll find out when he gets back.
I have
from
a
the bathroom.
serious question. Does this set a precedent? Should I be worried when I tell people to go fuck themselves at the beginning
but
of the
that's-
podcast?
No, because
am
if
I
they
leaving
go-
myself
that is
susceptible to rape
themselves,
charges?
it's different.
No, but that honestly, that is the precedent that people are worried.
Is somebody
that it'll set.
actually going to go fuck themselves and then
Because-
charge me with rape?
I mean,
Is that going to happen?
it's a
Possible.
slippery slope. It's probably not going to happen. But yes,
That, I would love to see the transcript.
Yeah,
for Your Honor, I was finger banging myself, but he was telling me I didn't want to
Holy.
do it, and he's just telling me, and it's rape. What? I can't believe it. If it's Massachusetts, I could see him. Oh man, it's terrible. Some guy's all depressed. Big Poppy just fucking retired. He's like, I'm gonna off it.
I'm not saying she should have been found guilty for it, but I'm glad she did.
no, I mean,
it's
it
amazing.
was fucked up, but like it just the precedent does. Set
Yeah, she's a piece of
whole
shit.
Big of,
She's a piece of shit.
I don't know, man.
Was he mentally unstable? He had to.
Apparently, I
he
mean,
had to have been.
One can only
Well, I mean,
assume.
yeah.
But anyone
Usually
who gets
anyone
to
that
that
does
point
that,
in their
yeah.
life, you're in this unstable condition at that time.
She had a lot of opportunities to say, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that," or "Maybe I'm going to get you some help." But she was like, "No, get back in that car."
so where was it?
My phone was here.
Oh god damn it!
That doesn't matter.
I was peeing.
I don't see how that can happen.
I'm
My
still
ex-girlfriend's telling me to like kill myself.
No, it was current girlfriend.
His current girlfriend?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
He'd be like, "I love you," and she'd be like, "Are you going to do it tonight?"
yeah.
Like in the text messages, you can see it. Are you going to do it? You said you were going to do it. Just do it.
She basically wanted the attention of having a boyfriend that killed himself.
This is.
I would like if you
brings us back to needy women.
If you below me,
Always need attention. Always have to have a headline. It's fucking.
I saw another news
Fucking
story
bitches.
this week where this happened in Connecticut actually, where a teacher slept with a student.
Shocking.
God bless her.
Has anybody ever noticed, first of all, that like the teachers that keep doing this are fucking gorgeous?
I know. Where were they?
Why
Where
are
were
they all so hot?
Oh, I wouldn't have had a chance with them.
They were banging all the kids while you were learning math.
Well, I wasn't learning math, so double negative to me. But what I was going to say is this particular one.
2 negatives don't equal a positive.
Well, if I paid attention to math, I might know that. But
Well, they do equal positive,
Yeah.
but not.
If you
well,
didn't
that
pay
just goes
attention
to
to math,
show.
you would know.
That just goes to show. But this particular one was a 31-year-old who I believe was from Milford, and the student that she slept with was special needs.
Whoa.
I have special needs.
Because she didn't want someone to, go babbling about it.
I especially need a hot teacher. That's excellent.
But here's what I was thinking. So
Just kidding.
I got a couple trap queens that I could call if I need some companionship. But I have to say at the moment, I'm very single, monster49@gmail.com.
Monster49@gmail.com. I actually made that a drop.
I was like, holy shit. That was Jeff twice.
And I'm not having a lot of luck right now. And there's this special needs kid that's banging a really hot teacher. And I thought to myself, I think I have a winter body. I think that's really what it comes down to. I'm like, you want to cuddle me, you want me to keep you warm, but in the summer, you don't want to be seen on the beach with me. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Like the straight version of the gay bear.
Yeah.
I am a bear for sure.
I can see where the special needs kid would be like.
I gotta see what the special
Desired.
kid needs was doing though. Like, what did he have? Like a hand twitch? Like, what was?
I'm sure he was
They
like,
get obsessive like Rayman, and they concentrate on one thing.
Yeah,
That's probably what it is.
That motherfucker probably had a donkey dick too.
Probably.
I thought you were going to say that you might go for a special
He
need.
probably has like a never-ending boner.
no, I wouldn't go for any kid, period. But
Well,
special
not
needs,
kid.
certainly not. That's like way too much work.
How old was the child?
I like to make love.
Yeah, how old was the kid?
I don't know. They didn't divulge that information. It was high school. It was a
Yeah.
high school.
High school or?
That's
I mean,
your
what kind of special needs? Not
Well,
that
here's the
that
thing.
matters,
They say it was like special education, but that probably means he had like
ADD.
like ADD.
Like,
Yeah, this is so bad. Was it like special needs, like Dangerous Minds special needs, or like Forrest Gump special needs, or like just severely drooling?
We're talking
on
like
himself?
Corky?
Yeah, exactly. I want to play football. No, you fucking can't. I get it.
Wait, I saw a video of a
played
blind
soccer
kid
with
playing
a-
football. They had to let him on the team because he is like, you have to let every kid play.
Because, yeah.
A blind kid playing football.
Hipsters.
He literally
fucking playing
ran
wall.
the line of
Not
scrimmage.
only hipsters, but blind ones.
Went the wrong way. He ran. Everybody's going down this way of the field, and he's running the other way. So there's like 30 kids running this way, and he's running by himself.
So wait, all right. So when you're blind, your other senses are supposed to be heightened and shit. Like he can't tell. Like his ears.
way.
Yeah, his ears can't tell him like where everyone, all the other people are running toward, and like the vibrations in the fucking soil and shit.
He did figure it out and turn around, but it took him a good 7
Do
or
you know
8
what
steps.
2017 is though? 2017 is that kid running the wrong way, and then all the kids like cutely stop and turn around and start running with him. And it's like a cute.
They hand him the ball.
It's a cute
so
like.
you could score a touchdown.
It's a cute 60-second like Facebook moment.
Yeah,
It's
people
Rudy.
cry and put
In the
little
meantime,
tear
you-
emojis on there.
Yeah. In the meantime, you've literally fucked the definition of a sport. you've bent sports over. You spit on it, and that's what you've done to sports.
I mean, I love blind people.
Blind people are great, I'm just
Especially the
saying.
ones that sing. Jesus.
Stevie Wonder's my dude.
Stevie Wonder's Ray Charles. I mean,
Yeah.
who thought lightning would strike twice?
Hashtag Black Lives Sing Matters. I don't know. Yeah, nothing.
Nah, I mean, they're amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
Here we go.
there's some adult.
Welcome to the 3rd annual Adult segment of the
We
podcast.
said not to put a number to it.
It's not annual, though. It's weekly.
Well, it's not weekly either.
Weekly. Bi-weekly.
This isn't the number of the podcast. It's just the third time we played
Yeah, I
that.
know.
Yeah.
But also,
matter anyway.
this is the part where we talk about interesting things in porn.
Pornography.
I like the confused look on Mike's face trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I'm
He's
with,
like,
I'm with this
he
one.
literally turned back to the board. He's like, "Whoa, what are we doing now?"
He's like, why the fuck are Hall and Oates on right?
Yeah. The
I think-
face, the Hall and Oates face.
I think that our guest should be the guest of honor.
Oh, I don't have one of these. Oh,
Yeah, but that means I got to
VR
stop the
machine.
song.
I just heard
Well, I
that
don't know how to work it. Is it on?
If we were videotaping,
No, because I have to
this,
use my phone.
oh,
just so the
well,
audience
this is
knows,
stupid.
We don't need the song to play the whole time. It's fine.
Fade it out.
Mike,
know they-
Mike
all we
literally-
needed was a
Mike
so what are we-
literally
so what are we
mouthed
talking
the
about
words Hall and Oates to me.
All right. So what we're talking about, we alluded to this in an earlier episode where Dave got a Gear VR, shout out to Samsung, with the purchase of his new phone, which is a virtual reality headset. And they apparently make virtual reality pornography
Really?
that you can watch through this headset.
Like what they're doing?
Get out.
So I've never used one of these before for any reason at all.
Considering fidget spinners were out for all of 5 days before they made one with a butt plug. Before they made one with a butt plug attached to it.
No. They really
Oh, you
did.
haven't seen that?
Oh,
They did,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
So I just used it earlier tonight for the first time ever. Not pornography. I watched a Jurassic Park video that made me shit my pants, and then Ka from Cirque du Soleil. I can only imagine what you're about to experience, but as our guest today, I think you should be the one to experience it.
Literally, in
you have to
America,
give me a second.
every time there's some sort of innovation in America, we tie porn to it. I'm telling you, the second they find a cure for AIDS, somebody's
porn-
going to go, we should totally have a porn where this dude gets
Porn
AIDS.
rules everything. Porn is what decided HD DVD or Blu-ray.
There is
Porn
a
has decided everything. I'm dead serious.
there's a quote, a famous quote, and I don't remember who said it, but it says technology will equal morality.
Nope.
It's too deep for me right now.
Yeah, think about it.
I think he.
I'm gonna
all
say
right.
I'm a lightweight and I've had too many of these.
Too many beers?
Yeah, I'm totally fucking.
Too many
Oh, there's
beers.
water, man.
How many have you had?
This is number 2. That dark stout fucked me up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lightweight. Look at me. I mean,
Dude, that was
look,
only
just look.
it's
I mean,
porter, first of all, and it's only 5.5%.
Mike,
That's
Mike,
more. That's more than that.
I got a question
I
for
am
you.
the hairless
how do you
chihuahua.
feel about how do you feel about presidents in general?
presidents.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that to him.
Don't do
No,
that.
what?
Do what?
No, go ahead. What do you mean?
How do you feel about them?
He already said he's too drunk.
Yeah, we shouldn't do
Go
that.
ahead. What do you mean? What do we mean
Keep-
for president?
Well, how do we
Presidents.
keep on the topic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
adult.
This was a sidebar while you were loading it up.
Yeah, he's loading it up all right.
You mean like the politicians, presidents, our
Like,
presidents?
Yeah. Well,
No, they're
apparently-
fucking all evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Just don't say any names. 'Cause then
I'm
you
not
get
gonna say any names. I hate them all. I hate all politicians. Coup d'etat, this bitch. That's what we need to do.
Who?
We just overthrow the government, just run the shit ourselves. We're the ones paying all the damn taxes. It's 3 rich people that control the whole fucking world.
I was trying to. Well,
Oh, so
apparently,
what are you baiting me into?
How do you feel about 2 cult Japanese maids in my house, part 2?
Don't have an Asian thing.
our whole rule for shot taking, which
Ding,
we
ding,
mentioned
ding, ding.
earlier, is if you mention the name Donald Trump, you have to say it.
Get him.
Then you have to take a
Get the
shot.
man a shot.
But apparently,
I'm trying
I'm
to do
not allowed
something here.
Bait a guest into doing that. I didn't know.
I
We didn't
get it.
establish these rules. But
I
now,
don't really give a shit
But now
about 'em.
I have to take a shot.
Gotcha, because you couldn't do it.
Because I was the only one with the balls enough to tell you about the rules.
We made a rule that we wouldn't mention them because
All right,
there's a lot of anti-PC people out there that get really chafed anytime you say anything negative about them.
Jeff, what are you doing?
They're all
worry about what I'm
screwing us over. I mean,
Yeah.
right, yeah, all right, cool. As long as we realize that one.
I want to be.
They really make porn that's VR now? The only VR thing I did was like a game
baking
where
up a
you have
loaf
to,
of sourdough.
it was a game you have to just jump from building to building, and if you missed, you go falling, and that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And that's-
yeah.
All right,
is
Mike,
like extra
I've got you
cold.
set up here.
All right, cool.
The Jaeger's
Basically,
actually
just put
slushy.
this thing on.
I feel like the only downside to the porn is that it's only 180 degrees.
Yeah.
You don't get to
might have
catch.
to take-
Oh, God forbid.
If you get the full 360, you get like the you get the fluff ladies in the background.
The Jurassic Park one was 360, and it actually terrified me.
That's like what's happening right there.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. We got to video this for Instagram.
Now it's gonna say enter VR. You're just gonna point at that and click OK.
Enter VR.
Yep.
I should really have my glasses back on.
You can focus on the top. There's a top wheel.
Oh, you didn't tell me that earlier when I was testing it out.
You didn't ask.
Yeah, we said it.
Ah, there we
came
go.
out.
Enter VR.
Do you see it?
No, I can see it. I just don't know where the fuck Enter VR is.
You ready to take another one?
Poker, lady.
Wait, hang on. Let me see where you're at. Hang on.
Featured-
Give me the headset.
Oculus Store.
Oh no, you're way off. Hang on.
Well, how can I help you? Oh, it's telling me how can I help you? Asian whores.
Give me a couple of those.
Get my dick hard, please.
Oh, okay. How can I assist you? Pussy.
Okay.
So if the Asian boys are in VR, is that still illegal?
Here you go.
Right. I'm the teacher. You're the retarded student. Okay.
I should see.
Pornhub.
There you go. All right.
Porno.
Now you're gonna click on the main video there.
Hey, click on play. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
All right. You've been to that site
I'm
before.
about to say, yeah. Enter V. There we go. Enter VR, and her huge vagina. You guys are not gonna cockshot me, are you? All right, good. As long as I can-
So I hooked him up with Harry Potter in the Griffin whore.
Right? Is that audio from it?
Yeah.
That's fine?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's audio from.
I'm a Harry Potter fan too. How did you know? This is awesome.
Is it buffering again?
Oh Jesus! You know
This
you
was an
can't
issue
get.
earlier.
Oh, JJ.
That was one of the questions from before. If you're watching porn and you're going at it, if it buffers, do you stop?
This is why you can't trust your internet provider. I mean, who can you?
Do you pay for like a really
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's
low
pretty,
tier of internet?
It's pretty awesome. I know, right? What do you have? The basic. Harry Potter.
Dave said when we first
does
started talking
seem-
about this, Dave said it's weird because you look down and you think it's your dick, but then it's not your dick.
It's just weird because I just see,
That was his
clowns.
face smashing on the microphone. by the way.
I liked it because I looked like I
just see
lost
Harry
like
Potter.
40 pounds.
Griffin
And you're black now.
And huge.
Griffin,
If you can't,
Griffin whore.
is it still buffering?
Yeah, it's just stuck.
That's all.
I knew this was going to happen.
Try clicking, and then it might come up with like a menu to fast forward.
Yeah,
How do you
dims.
fast forward on this?
I've never used it.
You're handing me that like I could see what you're looking at.
Oh no, I thought there's like a fast forward.
Oh no, just click the button and it should come up with like a screen that
Yeah, I don't know how to fast forward though.
You point,
you
at
point
the bar.
bar where you want to go.
Oh, I don't see the thing. There's no like
This
there's
is
no
terrible
thing coming
radio.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you have to do it with
radios.
with your head. There should be a dot.
It's amazing visually.
It's great for us.
Recording this.
This is great for us.
Okay, yeah, I see it here. So I hit the play. It buffers. Enter VR. There it goes. And all right. Ah, there we are. Let's see if it gets past.
Are you at
12 seconds.
Hogwarts right now?
I'm,
Oh, it's buffering.
Yeah, I
Hotwarts?
can't get past 12 seconds.
I think we're gonna have to.
Hotwarts.
I think we're gonna have to.
Here, hang on, give me
shit
one
can
sec.
this.
Give me 1 second.
There's
It's all right. We could always cut out the dead space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps going to 12 seconds.
But if it never works,
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing
It
but
kept
that.
freezing. Yeah, you watched your whole thing.
Yeah,
for a while.
but mine were like not porn,
right,
so
you guys
they
were
probably
playing
have
me the
more
whole time.
powerful things like running those videos.
Water or soda or anything? Bottom shelf of the fridge, just Sprite. There's
slice
Diet
of
Coke too.
Right, you can't see the little thing.
Yeah.
See? I thought it was just me. You can't see the little thing.
Son of a bitch! There's so much meat on that. I fucking hate you so much.
We're talking about sausage on pizza.
But save me from myself because I shouldn't be eating pizza.
VR.
All right, let me try this. Hang on 1 second.
So it's Harry Potter. It's Hermione always on her knees.
She grew up right, huh?
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Bone.
They mean like they made.
So fucking easy.
Man, this is.
I like how they put
Harry
Gryffindor
Potter and the Crotch of Fire.
fire crotch.
I feel like I'd be good at that.
Shout out to Redheads.
If I really like put my mind to it, I could make porn titles for a living.
If Dave puts his mind to it, he can make porn.
I don't need to put my mind to it. That's the easiest fucking thing to get into.
I don't mean.
But while we're speaking of like
I don't mean filming it, by the way.
sexual stuff, you were talking about the Handmaid's Tale before.
Yeah, the Bangmaid's
You
Tale,
didn't
as I
wanna
call
talk
it.
about
Shout
it.
out to Frank
Have
Reynolds.
you watched that yet, Mike?
The Handmaid? No.
No.
Oh, is it
It's a
good?
good show. I like it.
Let
Jeff
me
thinks
just.
it's a little fucked up.
Here's the thing. I watched the whole thing. Okay, basically, here's the gist of it. The ultra religious right has taken over America.
Okay.
At the same time,
Harry Potter and the Order of the Cervix.
Spoiler alert.
that one is actually
Coming to a theater near you.
so
Coming to a gym sock near you. Go ahead.
the ultra religious right has taken over America at the same through a bloody civil war. At the same time as humans are unable to conceive children, like nobody can have babies anymore. So basically, what happens is the ultra right population, there's like a hierarchy, and the really like powerful people at the top get to have these chicks that can have babies. There's like only
This
a
is a
few.
movie?
No, it's a show on Hulu. There's only a few like women who can still conceive and have babies. They're called handmaids.
Okay.
They're basically they're forced into servitude for these ultra powerful families where the wife like gets on the bed, the chick gets in between them, and the guy just fucks her until she's pregnant and fully raping her. She's not complicit in this. She doesn't want to be a part of this, but she's like forced into this. But what I'm saying is, if the whole premise doesn't make sense to me, because if what you're saying is in this society, the most important thing you can do is bear children, because it's impossible to do now. So now you're this special class of people because you can get pregnant. Why wouldn't you elevate that class to be the wife of the powerful dude and demote the barren shitbags? Why are you having the most awkward threesome in history?
Maybe it's just like the cuntiness that, doesn't matter if you're barren or not. The guy just hangs around, right?
The thing about it is like,
people hang on bed.
You have to
People
watch
stay
it.
in bed
like
relationship.
the wife is literally laying, like sitting cross-legged on the bed. The bang maid is laying down. She's watching her husband fuck her and get raped. When it's like, why wouldn't you just demote the chicks and make the rapee the new
right.
wife?
So she's laying there. She's
Well, let's
She's
calm
on
down
top,
with the
like-
R word, all right? It's a Hulu show, so it's not rape, it's television.
No, they're absolutely being raped.
raped, yeah.
I think that's the whole point of the show.
forcing yourself unwantedly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's rape. So, is that the definition? Is that how that works?
I just thought it was
Close
good
enough.
Does she keep saying no? Oh,
thought it was
Jesus,
good
you're
TV.
always ruining the mood.
Well, she doesn't say no,
They
but
don't
the
say
only
no.
reason is because she's not allowed to.
Oh,
they're
that's
trained.
different. That's you gotta love a
Like
woman
she doesn't
that
have
knows
a
when to
name.
shut it.
She doesn't have a name. She doesn't have a name. The dude banging her is Steven.
Good for him.
So
So her
new-
name's of Steven.
of Steven.
And then when she has a baby, they send her to a different family, and then she'll be of Paul.
Yeah.
Isn't it technically under Paul?
Which is, yeah.
It's a fucked up show.
You know,
It's interesting, and I get the point, but I think the whole premise is flawed.
I've heard of it.
It was like your college. It's like what you wish your college girlfriend was.
She's like,
You know what I mean? Like
Go
she'd
ahead,
go to
do it.
house parties and guys are like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, of Paulo." Sorry.
Harry Potter and the Healthy Swallows.
Speaking of, all right, we can go back to adult now.
Here we
You
go.
are an idiot.
It's gonna be a little jumpy, but it'll play.
Don't worry, you'll come.
Okay. I love what you're doing in porn. I hate what you're doing in the internet.
Here's your wand.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab some pizza while you're doing this.
your wand of power. Harry Potter. Here we go again.
Should be able to just hit play.
See if we got. Yep. See if we get past 12. I think we're getting past 12 seconds. It is amazing that you can look around.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Ass. It's not my best.
Like I'm working. This is what I'm
But it
working
was
with.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
So what? I have a wand.
Yeah, if you want to slice.
Yes.
Oh Jesus! It is jumpy. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to get excited.
How you,
This-
how you can jerk off without barfing?
Yeah, exactly. With this phone, it's like it's like fucking Max Headroom. This is crazy
This shitty connection here.
for any kid in the '80s. Holy shit!
This is totally. I'm telling you, with a wife and 2 kids, this would be the worst way to get caught jerking off. Be like, that's right, Hermione, go fucking me. Oh my god, she's sipping tea. She's sipping tea in the hood, motherfucker.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Jeff's stepping on the dog.
I kicked him, guys.
I didn't know he was behind me.
I'm trying to listen. She has something to say. Something wet mouth hole. This is nuts.
Give me some pizza to make him feel better. I kicked him. Yes, just give me a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, you can. This is hilarious. It's a little jumpy, but it's hilarious.
You could fast forward. Yeah.
She has a crush on me. You hear that?
I was saying before you got here, I was saying I hate when they talk in porn. Because usually when the girl opens her mouth, it's usually her saying "Grubatsko-Gretski." It's like Russian or some shit.
Oh my god.
And then usually if she starts talking, the guy starts talking. You know, he's like, "Yes, beautiful woman." Yeah.
So basically, you watch Russian porn.
Oh Jesus
Pretty much.
Christ!
I think that's all.
It's choppy as shit. I mean, if they improve it, but yeah, her tits are like right there. It's fucking amazing. Jesus,
Describe them for our listeners. Are they? What do her nipples look like?
Oh, they're big.
Like dinner plates?
No, not that.
If anyone at home
Salad plates?
if anyone at home wants to play along, it is Harry Potter and the Griffin whore.
She definitely has. It's
You
amazing.
can make out the audio in here.
yeah. Everyone quiet. Everyone quiet.
You could look up. Because she's riding on top. For those not seeing this that I am, she's riding on top of me.
So wait, are you? So you're fucking her? You're not in the room while she's fucking somebody else. You're
No,
fucking
no.
her.
I'm apparently I'm fucking her. If you look down, I guess if you're laying on your back, it's more effective. She's fucking you. You look down. There you go. You look up. You see her. This is kind of weird.
Do you feel like you're looking at your own dick?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a good shave job. I'll tell you that. I wish I could get it.
Well, it's definitely not Dave then.
I wish I could get it that bald. My God. Like, Jesus Christ. I kind of feel weird. It's really like. Jesus.
Paula, go over there and start sucking his dick.
No. I know, right? I'm like, wow, this feels so lifelike. This is hilarious, though. Oh, now she's laying back and.
This woman has rough hands.
I know. Man hands on this fucking chick, this Griffin whore.
This woman's hands feel like a stonemason.
Firm grip.
It is cool as long as you don't go like. Totally like.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Seamen.
If you're one of those.
It's totally cool as long as you don't
And the secret
get
chamber.
serious with it. Forget that you're in a room with a bunch of other men.
You go full on lawnmower man.
It's a little choppy. Like I said, it's like fucking Max Headroom. It's a little,
I think that was just the connection, though.
but it is. That is so.
I didn't know you had to make a connection with the girls. I thought they were just there.
I know,
to
right?
Fuck.
No, it gets intimate.
That's the whole point of porn, so you have to do
I'm
that.
sure like 5 years from now
Hilarious.
it'll be flawless.
As long
No
as
one
you
will
don't-
ever. It's just, you know what that's like? Remember fucking.
Women.
No.
Remember when we used to do this for real?
Remember Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh yeah.
When,
that's
With the
he
3
and,
shells?
yeah, the
John
3 shells.
Spartan.
I still don't know how to wipe my ass
Still
with
don't know how to do that.
3 shells.
But him and Sandra Bullock, you know, they were doing virtual reality sex.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It didn't really work, if I remember correctly, right?
Because
No, they started getting into it. Like there was like,
Well, no,
Light
she was
blue
getting
light.
into it, but he wanted to fuck proper
Yeah.
because he was frozen.
Well, she was like,
And she was like,
proper fuck.
she's like,
She was
you
like,
mean like
swap
with
fluids?
fluids?
he was like, I'm gonna suck this dick.
Yeah.
remember that old
They
Pepsi
cut that
commercial with
line
MC
out.
Hammer?
They cut that line out.
And he was like singing like
Can't touch
not
this.
doing his hip hop, and he was like feelings, nothing more than feelings. And someone was like in the crowd was like Hammer, and they handed him a Pepsi, and then he took a sip, and then he was like proper, and it was like
Wait, I remember him saying proper.
yeah, he was like proper, and then it was
And then
just
he
like,
did bumps in a
he did
rump.
the Hammer dance.
What made you think of that?
I don't know. He said
Yeah, that was a really weird like segue into another topic.
he said
Yeah.
proper.
I was gonna try and bring it somewhere
He
else.
said
but-
proper.
You remember bumps in a rump? Bumps in a rump. Bumps in a rump.
We like the girls.
I like the
with
girls with the bumps in a rump.
Oh Jesus!
Was that when he went like prison gangster?
That was album 2 when he had no more like catchy.
He went prison gangster. 'cause
You
he's
mean
going
too legit to
bankrupt.
quit?
But then he went preacher gangster.
I kind of blame Dr. Dre for that.
He's a
If
televangelist.
they didn't bring in like gangster rap, he would have never done bumps in a rump.
Bumps in a row. No, he was all too legit to quit.
Hey, hey.
Oh, by
That
the
was
way,
from Ghostbusters 2. Oh man, did you guys hear the baby
Addams
from
Family
Ghostbusters
2.
2 fucking
Adam's family.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the baby from Ghostbusters 2 killed himself this week.
What?
Is he still a baby?
No,
No.
he was 29. And he was a twin.
Ah, so we got another one.
Theirs was spare.
Yeah, there we go.
I just want to point out
That's what's so good about the Olsen twins. One offs herself. You're like, we got one more.
I just want to point
Not
out.
really, because one of them's real gross and one of them's real hot.
But which one?
I don't
Point
know.
out
I
that
can't tell the difference.
kids in 2016 spent their whole summer finding like Pokemon in imaginary places. 2017, they're just like spinning fucking fidget spinners and shit. I spent the whole summer trying to perfect the too legit to quit hand motion.
Too
Harry Potter.
Too legit to quit.
Harry Potter and the half sister.
Quit.
What is it? Those? What are they called? Spinner fidgets? Fidget
spinner.
Remember when we had hacky sack and devil sticks?
Yeah.
No, because I was always cool.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I was awkward.
Jeff had to skip it.
Yeah, I had to bop it. I had to skip it and bop it, and I used them both at the same time.
Boom, boom.
He come off a recess. He's like 645 skips. I did it.
No, when I had recess, I was in Canada, so we were playing like hockey with a crushed Coke can and 2 coats as the goal post. Speaking of games, I thought of this really great game. Everybody here knows about Edward 40 Hands, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought of a fucking great game. So Edward 40 Hands, has everybody played it?
Yeah.
No, I've seen you play it though.
Okay, I played it several times at your
The
house.
rules are pretty simple.
Well, here's the thing. Edward 40 Hands is, okay, everybody thinks it's like really hard to drink 2 40s.
Yeah.
But in reality, it doesn't get you that. It doesn't get you drunk. Like
It really doesn't.
you don't even really get a buzz.
Mike's 2 magic hats in.
No, wait.
Yeah,
No, wait.
Mike might be.
Do you
puking.
play the same way I
Put this
do?
on the mic scale.
There's only one way to play Edward 40.
Well, the way I play it is my friends, they tape a 40 to each one of my hands.
That's how you play Edward.
And what I do is I finish drinking them and then smash them and stab them with the broken glass for taping a fucking 40 to my hand.
Yeah, I believe that's the rules. No, but the hardest part about Edward 40 Hands is that you have to piss, but your hands are taped to 40s.
Yeah.
You have to piss way before you're drunk. So you have to finish the 40s just to get them off so that you can grab your dick and take a piss. I thought of a game called Edward 30 Hands where you play it. It takes 4 people. One is a referee, so they are not actually drinking. They can drink casually if they feel like it on the side, but they cannot drink as part of the game. You take 3 people, you take 2 pint glasses, and you tape their hands to the pint glasses. Then another part of Edward 40 Hands that sucks is that it's an individual challenge. So we're not competing together or against each other. Well, we're competing against each other. So if I slam my 40s, I get free. But everybody else has to keep drinking. In Edward 30 Hands, everybody's got 2 pint glasses taped to their hands. The referee is pouring beers from a 30 pack into the pint glasses.
Jesus.
Nobody can take the pint glasses off until the 30 is killed.
How do you pee?
But so
You don't.
What if what if just one person
Take your dick out before you
drinks,
start.
like 12
Or
and like
sweatpants.
4 other people drink like 3?
Then that's the game. You have to play it. You have to play it with
So
people.
you just basically just sit there and like not drink.
No. Because here's the thing. You only play it with like me, you, and Gary would play it.
Yeah.
Where we know that we're not going to
Only
fuck
10
each
beers
other
each.
over. Yeah, but try drinking 10 beers without taking a piss.
But Jay found,
but I
Jay
feel
found
like-
the loophole.
40 hands is
What's
better.
You just swallow
it's
your
not.
pride and leave your dick out.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
at least then it's a competition. If there's no competition, there's no want
Right.
to drink more.
Right, but here's the thing. It is because we're shitbags and we like getting drunk. So we're in this together because we're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. So we're not going to fuck each other over and we want to get hammered. So we drink a 30 pack as fast as we can. It's basically like doing a power hour.
Yeah, but
You're not
I don't know.
competing in a
It's
power
not-
hour. You're only like getting drunk with your friends.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't.
We should do a power hour on the podcast one day.
Ooh, that would be like.
That'd be
who's gonna keep
dangerous.
track of that?
We'll just
We'd have to have some.
We'll
our guest would have to be.
No, we'll just preset it up to have 61-minute like alarms on like a.
No, that's fine. That's the easy part. somebody to actually
pour in the middle,
the beers and do like.
Well, we could pour our own. The timer goes off. You just pour an ounce, shoot it. You have one. Everyone has one shot glass.
Gary and I did a power
That
hour.
would not be a very good
Gary and I
power
did a power at your
podcast.
sister's house, and on the half hour and the hour we did tequila.
We did that at my house.
Wait, you were there?
No, not at my house in
Milford?
Yeah.
Wait, which house in Milford?
And you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
The one we threw the couch over the.
Tom was under the table. It was my birthday.
That was your house? I thought that was your sister's house.
No.
Do you do bar mitzvahs as well? Jesus.
Shout out to Tom getting drunk and passing out at parties all the time.
I threw up that night, and I never threw up.
You did?
I did. But it was the from the carbonation of Bud Light.
It's really hard. Have you ever done a power hour?
No.
Here's a good
It's
question.
really hard.
If we do it on the podcast,
I guarantee
two
it is.
people should do it. This way, there can be conversation.
Okay. Well, I volunteer as tribute.
That's an interruption every minute for an hour.
No,
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying only two people should do it.
Dude, how long does it take to do a shot? It's not an interruption.
Just audio, for a listener. I mean,
Like if the two of us do it, I can see it on my phone with a silent alarm, and then I can just be like, "It's time. We do it."
You're not going to keep track. It's so hard to keep track of a power hour
It's not really that hard.
when you're drinking.
Stop being a fucking negative Nancy, you little bitch.
No, I'll do it. I'm all
doing it.
for it.
Let's do it with.
I'm all for it. Let's start right now.
This is the 7-hour podcast. The 7-hour podcast. In the 8th hour, we really fucking heat it up. So we
That's
get
what we
into the
do.
good topics.
No, what we actually do is we tell a really good story about a guest that was on Joe Rogan last week, and then just play the whole episode of Joe Rogan. and then we end it with a tag, like a real quick. Well, that was episode 7. It was episode 700 of the Joe Rogan podcast and episode 7 of the Heavy Drinking podcast. What else we got? I would like to know about the fighting duck because I don't know what we're talking about here.
The fighting duck was just it was an article that I saw. I forget where the fuck I saw it. Some bar, some pub in England, obviously. I guess there was a dude. Always brings his duck to the bar.
Of course.
Duck is always wearing a black bow tie.
Well, you have to have a classy gentleman.
Bow tie.
And apparently the duck really likes his beer.
Who does?
So the duck goes there, drinks a beer. This particular time,
How does a duck drink a beer? Does he like put his mouth and then like flip his head up and like shake it down his throat like it's?
Like a whole beer.
I didn't see a video. I don't know.
They do like a tongue thing, right?
Ducks, if you're lucky.
You got to pay extra.
Sometimes I have a duck. Sometimes I have another duck, and then I'm in the mood for a goose.
You put the headset on, we can get some duck dick. Duck tongue. Duck teeth. Do they have?
But anyway, so I guess this one particular time there was also a dog at the bar.
Dog walks up. He's like, "Hey, curly dick."
Kind of basically. The duck's sitting there on the bar drinking his beer. The dog comes over, starts barking at the duck. Duck looks at him like,
Rude.
"What the fuck you gonna do?" And dog fucks up the duck and splits his beak in half.
Aww.
Like the bottom beak. He went through surgery. He's fine.
You actually don't need to. They don't need surgery. You can super glue them back together.
Well, he went to the vet. He went through
Or
surgery.
you could
He's
just
fine.
boil them.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's a drinking duck, dude.
So a duck and a dog walk into the bar. Stop
That's
me
what I
if
was
you heard this
thinking.
one
I
before.
was thinking it sounds like a fucking terrible joke.
Yeah, it's a terrible joke because what's wrong with Canada and England and their health departments?
Not much.
In Japan, don't they have a monkey that serves beer or some shit like that?
I want a monkey that serves beer.
Like, yeah, he's like
That's
a waiter.
like you've made. If you have a monkey
They
that
have
serves
monkey
you beer,
waiters
you've
in-
made it.
They
What kind of
monkey waiters
duck
in
was
Egypt.
it?
Oh, no
What kind of duck was it? Is it like a duck that's
Fucking
like
mallard? I don't know.
I don't know. There's ducks of different sizes.
It was a duck.
Was it a small? Did it have like a
fucking
long?
duck.
Was it like a Donald duck?
You know what? If you looked at the article that I sent the fucking group, you'd know.
Dude, I brought my
There
daughter
were
once
pictures,
when she was like,
and it was cute.
1 year old to the duck pond in Milford.
1 year old.
To feed 1 year old, singular. To feed the ducks.
12 months.
And I brought like a old, half a loaf of bread. We were gonna like throw it out.
She's 37 months.
and this is probably not a good story, but to me, it's like a highlight. And I get out of the car with her, so I'm like, got my day off. I got my daughter in my arm. I got like a bag, a diaper bag.
You just said two sentences that were like, I got my duh, and I thought you were gonna be like, I got my dick out.
No, I want to do that at the duck pond.
Dick out at the duck pond.
Why wouldn't you have your dick out of the duck pond?
Because you're
that would
trying
be
to get involved in a rape play. Obviously.
I got a boner.
So I walk out into like this grassy area, and there's ducks like a ways off, and I have my daughter in my arms and a diaper bag. So yeah, my arms are full, and then like I put her down, and the ducks like know what the fuck is up. Like immediately they start coming towards us, like this flock of ducks, and then they're gaining speed. I notice they're coming closer, and as they get closer, they're just growing in size. And I'm like, they're like 30 yards away, and I'm like, these ducks are fucking huge. They're like twice the size of my daughter, who I've put down defenseless on the ground, and they're just charging us.
Dicks out, just charging.
They swan?
No, they were ducks. They were like fucking fullbacks.
Corkscrews flailing.
They were like fullbacks fucking charging us.
Flapping in the
and I was
wind.
like, holy shit. And like they're not stopping. They're just running faster. And I'm like, I'm gonna be surrounded by these things with my
dick out.
My daughter's down on the ground. So I fucking picked Nev up, my daughter, and grab the diaper bag, and I turn around and I run. I'm like trying to like picture this as like someone like looking onto the scene, and I'm just running away from like this flock of ducks. I mean, the chest size, the spread of these ducks was enormous, like muscles. I was like, what the hell's going on? And so I run across the street and get in my, I throw Nev in her car seat, buckle her up, and get in my car. And like the ducks run out into the street, and now I'm just like my car's surrounded by ducks. Anyway, that's the end of the story.
I find it hilarious how these little birds are just waddling over to you, and they're just waddling over.
You're like, yo, you got any bread, son?
The first emotion that hits you is fear.
No, it wasn't fear for myself. I would break all their necks, but my daughter is there getting like, pecked at, whatever
that would
ducks
be the
do.
worst way
When
to
I was
go.
a kid, when I was like 3,
They were taller than her. They were taller than her.
like you have those like coats with like the mittens that are attached to the coat when you're like real little.
Yeah.
When I was 3, I used to live on Lake Ontario in Oakville, and we used to go feed the ducks, and I'm wearing like a full suit, like a one-piece winter suit with my mittens attached on strings. And I went to like hand a Canada Goose, which they get fucking big. As a 3-year-old, they're enormous. Went to hand one some bread, and he grabbed my mitten and just fucking pulled me into Lake Ontario.
Jeez.
Like when my mother's standing there being like,
And that's why I ran away. I ran away with my daughter because I didn't want her to drown in the duck pond.
they were very nice to me. They raised me in the tradition of the Canadian goose.
And you ran.
You were raised by a flock of ducks.
flock
Like geese.
So much makes sense now.
of seagulls, and you ran so far away.
They
Good
ran.
for you. Good for you. That would be the worst way to go, though, by ducks. Like 45 minutes of just getting pecked to death. It's a slow bleed. Don't worry about it. I'm
Probably would
gonna
have drowned first.
I mean, it's like a rounded blunt
Yeah.
bill.
the coroner's report. Did he
Get
suffer?
bruised together.
I don't know if ducks peck.
I don't know, but the coroner's report. Did he suffer?
He was covered in hickeys.
50 ducks. Of course, he suffered. It took him 2.5 hours
50
to bleed out.
corkscrews up the ass. I mean,
At the same time.
That was a duck gangbang.
But imagine getting syphilis from a hot dog.
Oh, come on.
Wait, what?
We're segueing.
Wait.
Hot
I think
dogs.
There is a video now.
hot dog vagina.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't get syphilis from a hot dog. You might get E. coli.
You get syphilis?
You could get syphilis if
Or
the
salmonella.
waitress puts it up her snatch first.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you meant the waitress was going to get syphilis
Hashtag dirty waitress.
in her vagina.
No.
I was like, what?
I'm talking
what was
about
the hot
person-
dog made
I'm
out
talking
of?
about the person that had
Imagine
to
if
eat
you go
it.
down on a girl and her vagina smells like hot dog water.
Imagine if you try to go down on a girl and she says, no, I have club pussy.
Hot dog vagina.
I feel like we'll never hear that story on this podcast.
We're just going to keep alluding to it. I got club pussy. Anyway, somebody talk about the hot dog vagina video.
I mean, there's no.
It wasn't, I didn't post it. So
It's basically, they didn't say where it was,
it was in her vagina.
but they didn't say what restaurant or what state or anything. But there is video of a waitress at a restaurant in the back who gets a plate of food for her table, which has a hot dog and some French fries or whatever on it, and goes to the back just on camera. Like if she went 3 more feet, no one would know this happened.
Wait, how big was the hot dog?
It wasn't a foot long.
This is normal size.
Me just.
It was about
appropriate background music. For
picture 3 of your dicks.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, chick just goes. So she goes to the back, puts the thing down, picks up the hot dog, starts looking at it. Another dude walks around the corner to like stack plates or some shit. So she like puts it down and pretends she's like making the plate up.
Story's all wrong.
Keep going. I'm intrigued.
I'm so hard.
She was cautious.
Dude,
He's
dude-
right about he's right about the cautiousness, but
Dude walks away. Chick fully just puts her leg up on like a
like
stool
she's like
or the
on a
counter.
rock, like she's on a rock box about to rock the crowd.
She's
fucking-
Randy Blythe punching
all of a sudden,
a
like-
kid to death in Germany.
She's all kinds of like cautious and whatever. All of a sudden she just goes full fucking rock star,
Straight up
leg up,
Captain Morgan style.
pulls her pants to the side, takes the hot dog and shoves it halfway up her fucking
I
vagina.
can't tell how far she went.
Captain Morgan didn't do
I mean, it
that.
was like from a top angle down.
Judging by the hand movements and the length of the hot dog, you could it got up there.
I have a lot of questions.
Where is this webcam site? That's number 1, because this is some extreme fetish I've never even heard of.
I'm more interested in the location of the restaurant and what her name is and when she's working.
Mike's like, what's that? First of all, what's that site? Second of all, where was the bathroom again? And third of all, I think you're out of tissue paper.
What's that website and can we get there on this VR headset?
Now, when you go, is it like a special order? Do I have to ask with the relish? Like, how does she know whether to put her special sauce on it?
We should get her on.
Just with the waitress's bun.
Yeah,
I'm here for the secret sauce, sweetie. Let's go.
I mean, I want to know so many things. I want to know why she did it.
The fucked up part was like as soon as she took it out and like put it back on the bun, another dude like walked back. Like so she's in a pretty high traffic area in the back of this restaurant.
It's not so
And then
high traffic.
her
that
vagina
she
is a
has
high
the
traffic area?
opportunity to do that.
She had enough time on camera
Yeah,
to stick one up.
it was the same guy who came back.
Was
Yeah.
it just like a once over? Or
I'm
was
pretty
it
sure
just
he was like something fucked up going on over there. But
it was a,
Did she spit on it first?
and no, she was already wet apparently.
Is that how they make hot dogs in Brazil? Am I wrong for saying that?
I mean, it was a hot dog. They're kind of lubed up already.
Well, if they're sweaty.
Yeah, they're in like a bag of water,
Is this skinless? Was this with the casing? Like,
and then they're just sweaty when you take them off the grill.
They're sweaty when you
She
pull
wanted
them out
some
of the
warm
vagina.
meat. She wanted some warm meat up there. Maybe she was horny.
I
could be worse.
I have more questions than answers, everybody. I'm sorry that everybody's listening that we can't explain this fully.
Hey,
'Cause believe me, anything that you want to know, so do I.
Let's just say,
If you're listening to this podcast and you've ever inserted anything into your vagina, we want to hear from you.
Send the hot dog to our Patreon account.
We're so gonna get laid tonight.
I would just say that look on the bright side. At least she wasn't pre-op. Could always be worse.
Worst hot dog ever.
And with that,
Oh, gross.
That's been a really long podcast. We should probably stop.
Gross.
I mean, there's 2 more things on the board. Do we want to try and get
You
through
want
them?
to go
or-
over?
No, none of them are really funny.
Yeah, let's
They're
not.
not funny.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's not funny anymore.
He's not.
I think it's kind of fucked up that he's going to give a lecture tour of how to get away with raping chicks, though.
I think it's a new television show, How to Get Away with
rape?
Rape?
He pops out. He pops out the back.
It's not. It's like the opposite of How I Met Your Mother.
No, it's How to Get Away with Murder. There's a show called that.
Yeah.
It's a black woman.
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying if I was a 21, 22-year-old guy, I'd be like, that's fucked up, but you got my ear.
I mean, listen.
Keep going.
There was a comedian. He actually, I don't know who the hell it was. 'Cause I can't even credit the right comedian for it. But he said, I'm having a bad year, broke up with my girlfriend, and I found out my favorite rapist is also a comedian. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know who did it, but it's hilarious. It's a hilarious joke. I'm like, yeah, that's great.
That's funny.
That is great.
Hey, man.
That's good.
thank you for coming on. And
thanks for having me.
Mike Garb, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really good.
If anyone wants to find out any more about Mike Garb, don't go to the internet.
Call him.
I'm off. Yeah, I'm off.
There is an official website that I found on your link to your Twitter, MikeGarb.com, which has a DNS error that you can't get anything off of.
That's how frequent I update.
But
that.
Treehouse Comedy Group, I don't know what you call it.
Extreme Comedy. You go to Treehouse Comedy.
Extreme Comedy, Treehouse Comedy for local
shitty Connecticut. No, local comedy.
Yeah,
they're actually running the good stuff. They actually are running the better ones. There's also stuff.
And you might catch Mike Garb out there.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll.
We'd love to have you back, man.
This would be awesome. I'm telling you, I feel a little intimidated. Came in here, it's like because you all have 5 o'clock shadow and beards, and I look like a fucking hairless chihuahua. Jeez.
It's a good dynamic though.
It definitely is.
Can I?
It's awesome. I wish I could. That would take me 7 years to grow.
Can I say something to you?
It took him 8.
Can I say something to you, heartfelt?
Yes.
And like I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Go ahead.
Thank you for talking to the fucking microphone.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, this was so much easier.
Thank
We
you
never
for
wanted
showing
to have
me.
a guest again.
Thank you for showing me Harry Potter in VR. It was-
I'll say, man, I'd love to have you back. Even if you want to bring some other local talent with you, we could showcase them here.
Oh, cool. Definitely will.
By local talent, he means strippers and prostitutes.
Whatever.
And if you guys have anything that you want to plug, like
Those strippers assholes.
3 months down the road when we finally air it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need to book real far out if you're going to plug anything.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're trying to get.
We'll get there. We'll get there weekly. But yeah,
I was
thanks
thinking
for coming out.
I was thinking next weekend is 4th of July.
Yes, it is.
And we should get our shit together and release the first 5 episodes for 4th of July.
There you go.
That would be fucking awesome.
Well, like I said, like coming like Wednesday and Thursday, I'll have my editing suite back, so I'll be able to edit some stuff down and really buckle in.
By the
This
time
laptop fucking shit.
By the time this comes out, maybe I'll have my podcast up. It's Mike Garb Unstaged. You get it? Unstaged, because I'm not a comedian. I'm not on the fucking stage anymore.
And if you can find it online, it's the first.
Exactly, without the DNS error. I'll go update that now before this airs.
Definitely.
So by the time you listen to this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're right.
screen cap it and make sure we put it up on Instagram just so everyone knows I'm not lying.
That way, our first YouTube comment will be like, "The DNS error is not up, you dick."
Wait, and before we head out,
I got there fine. I don't know what you're doing.
Stop shitting on people's websites.
before we head out, I have a couple things to say. One is heavydrinkingpodcast@gmail.com. Send us fucking anything you want. Heavy drinking
And
at Instagram,
all the social media,
all the social medias.
Heavy Drinking Pod on Twitter.
Is that a
Tinder,
thing?
swipe left.
We probably,
How is Tinder not a thing?
We could.
Yeah, we're everywhere. Twitter,
Well, we also-
Instagram.
No, Tinder, is that not a website yet?
I'm surprised Uber
Yes,
for
they
Sex
said
hasn't. I'm surprised they haven't done like Uber Sex.
They did. It's Craigslist.
Oh, okay. Behind.
But also, we do have a Patreon account now. So if anyone wants to help us out getting drunk and kind of donate a little bit of cash to us, you can go on Patreon, look us up, Heavy Drinking Podcast, and donate $1, $2, whatever.
$10 will buy us our beer for the episode.
Also, if you have recommendations for beer for us to try and
We'd love
review,
that.
on
If
the
you
podcast.
are at a brewery and you want to come on and talk shit with us
trying to
and
finish
have
my
us drink your
thing,
beer.
but
Yeah.
Donate a buck or
jumping in,
two.
we're
If
freestyling,
you ever gave $5 to a hobo hoping that he would buy liquor with it, just give it to us. We definitely will buy liquor with it.
And we're gonna do some cool things. Like we're gonna have a whole special feed just for our Patreon subscribers that you'll get different clips and
Apparently.
and
We didn't talk
premature access to everything else that no one else gets.
like ejaculation.
Yes, that's kind of where I was going with that.
And then the last thing I want to say before we go out is it's heavy because we're fat.
We are all fat.
Including me. I'm deceptively doughy.
Thanks again, Mike.
You got the dad bod.
Thank you.
You're good. Thanks,
Thank you for
Mike.
having me. This is awesome.
Fuck you all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.